decade now.
Yeah.
You certainly know he has relationships. Isn't just like, yeah, my buddy's looking for a gig, and I'm going to bring him over here because we're boys and he's cool to hang out with. I like that.
No, so do I. Open mind. You're doing your inventory of the organization right now, and I like just the process of it. Of like, hey, I'm not in a rush. I need to find out where this organization's at. Do a full blown like cavity search, for lack of a better term, of the organization, and then make the hire. So I like it. And then in terms of and I've mentioned this in the past before, Josh. It's like. Me and my father couldn't be any more different in so many different ways. I don't want to walk in the shoes that he walked in. Like, I just don't. I think that, and then plus it's so public. I mean, it's so public. So like, I'm imagining if my dad's mistakes that quite frankly embarrassed me as I was growing up, if that was all public, oh my gosh! Like,
how do you handle that?
It would be.
It's hard.
It would be even to an nth degree of what you just said. Of like, my life's mission is to differentiate myself from the mistakes that my father made publicly over a 30-year period.
It's a something sappy. I have to pull a Zach by, but there's a lot of times, right, when you cherish your dad or you cherish a family member, and you tell him, hey, I want to be just like you, boy. I want to be better than you. You're a great man, but I want to be better than you.
Yeah.
Well, in this situation with Nick Monfort being his dad, it's like, hey, Dad, like, I respect you. You're my father, but I want to be better than you, and I'm gonna go a different way, a different mindset, different process to see if we can kind of turn things around. And that we still all have our own minds, no matter if your dad, you agree with your dad or not. So I'm excited to see where this goes. It's gonna take some time. But at least it seems like they're opening up everything, and they're gonna truly just do a deep dive on this team and what they can do to try to bring it back to life.
And we're gonna do a deep dive on Paul DePodesta today. Aaron Goldhammer from ESPN Cleveland is going to join us at 4:45, who has covered Paul DePodesta for the last decade in Cleveland. And I'll say it like
Aaron's
this.
Aaron's a Colorado dude.
He is. He's a Colorado native. Yeah. Yep. But he has done so well for himself in Cleveland. Like, even opportunities to come back, he's like, dude, I have it so good here.
Strange thing to say.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's some really nice parts of Ohio, and I've been to Cleveland in the last 8 years, and it was awesome. I had a great time.
Really?
I had a great time.
Wow.
It was springtime. Everyone was out. The bars were topping. I mean, it was nuts. I think it was called the area was called the Flats. I mean, it was kind of like Rhino or something.
Oh, all right.
But anyway, I was texting with him, and so this is on Friday when the news got announced that the Rockies were officially going with Paul DePodesta. And he goes, how big is the Depo story? Just DEPO. And I just responded, I'm like, Depo, question mark? I literally had no idea what he's talking about. He goes, Paul DePodesta, LOL. He goes, dude, this is such a big story in Cleveland.
Oh, really?
That he's leaving. And he goes, obviously less so in Denver. And it's a Bud Light Football Friday. We're talking Broncos.
It's football, baseball, yeah.
And in football season, right? 6-game win streak at the time. And I said, hey, do you want to come on the air and talk about it? And he said, I'll say it like this. His time in Cleveland, it's its own 30 for 30.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, huh. So he's going to join us.
What time? I'm
4:45 today.
I'll be around for that.
And those who don't know Goldhammer, he's like wildly entertaining too. He's not
he's
one
a
of
loose cannon a little bit.
Yeah. So like, it's going to be a hilarious segment because I want to know like what made it a 30 for 30 in Cleveland. That's like, and for those who don't know, most do, that 30 for 30 is representative of a documentary. Yeah. Like, it's its own documentary. So like, what made it its own documentary?
There has to be some drama. It has to be some conflict.
Yeah.
No conflict, no story. So I'm excited to hear what our boy has to say.
Real quick, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. Drew just sent it our way. Rick George is announced today he's stepping away.
I just heard this 30 seconds before I walked in.
He'll be stepping away in July. Will transition into a special advisor role to the chancellor and then the new athletic director. He's telling Yahoo Sports. George's been there for 13 years, has been exploring this for several months, according to Yahoo Sports.
Wow.
Tell you what, they probably been exploring that for more than several months. Just from knowing just Rick George in general and knowing what he has done for that program, he has done a hell of a job. But I also know, and you knew too, Zach, and I think a lot of us did, that like his contract was coming up. And the big question was, are you going to renew that contract? My guessing is they offered it to him, but Rick is still getting older. His kids have kids. They're getting older, and I know he's a big family man. And just talking to him and just picking his brain, and I don't want to put any information out there that doesn't need to be out there, but it just seemed like a man that he was going to have one more hire. He had one hire left in him, and he was going to leave it at that. And that hire ended up being Coach Prime. And I think for him, it's like, I'm going to do it one more time. And he hires Coach Prime. There's a bunch of attention that comes with it. It was some fun for him. But I think deep down inside, Rick George has wanted to kind of step down and go do something else as his kids are getting older.
I mean, I know it's not pretty right now, but a walk-off hire being Deion Sanders is a pretty damn good legacy to leave on, right?
Well, it just depends how it continues to age as well, and he's 65 years old. I just looked it up. He has earned every right to walk away. I mean, that guy is Colorado.
Go be a grandpa. Go be a grandpa.
Yeah, exactly. I do wonder, and I'm just, I just have to ask, like, if the times were great right now, if the gravy was running, would he be stepping away, or just taking on just a little bit less and staying the figurehead in the AD? Because obviously this thing has spiraled here this year. So, but man, that is a big time. That's a big time shift for that whole university, man.
He's kind of been like when they were down, and basically after you left because you were the face, like. He's kind of been the face.
But to be honest,
almost between Phil and Deion, it was like, hey, what do you know about CEO? I don't know. I got to check in with Rick George.
He kind of came back because people and some people, like I said, no, but Rick George was a part of that national championship team.
Yeah, he said he was on the coaching staff,
on the coaching
right?
staff, yeah. So he's
crazy.
Always been a part of it. Then he left, got into baseball. He was with the Rangers. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing. I think it was on the money side. He comes back, has an opportunity because remember the old AD was Bone. That ended up going to USC.
Okay.
And there was a bunch of drama. It was something like that. And there was a bunch of drama with the old AD. Well, Rick comes back, and the first thing he tells everybody is like, we're going to get this program back on track. And it's not just about, for him, it's not just football. It's the whole sporting community. And it comes down to raising money. And Rick has done a great job of raising money for that program. And then you end up having to hire like Prime that helps you and get you over the top. And then, of course, things are kind of spiraling out of control right now. And for Rick, it's like, do you want to continue to do this when you've done a great job? Do you want to have your fingerprints on this if something goes bad?
How old did you say he was?
65.
Yeah, don't work anymore.
Yeah, right.
It's over, man.
And he's made plenty of money.
Yeah.
And so I just wonder, it's like, the next year and 2 years under Deion Sanders, I can't emphasize how important it is because, and I encourage you, if you have the time, and it probably takes 25 full minutes to read, okay? Phil, maybe 40 for you. But
let's go 45. Might have to go over a word a couple times.
Go back to it. Yeah. I didn't retain that. Let me go back.
Okay. I'm doing my son right now. Son.
No, but the USA Today, Drew sent it to us maybe like, I don't know, 3 weeks, a month ago, and it's a long piece. But what it goes through in the piece is that, one, the football program is making more money than they made in the past, but they are spending a lot of money. They are spending a ton. And you can start with a $10 million bill for Deion Sanders. But the school, despite all the money, let me not say the school because the school comes in here separately. The athletic department is making a bunch of money, but they're not even breaking even. They're still losing money. Wow. And people are not realizing that. You're hearing a lot of, well, they're making so much money. Like, how many times have we heard that?
All the time.
They're making a lot of money, but they're spending a lot of money. It's often like how it works in real life. People who make a lot spend a lot.
Yeah.
The school itself is still floating the athletic department. They are still bridging the gap for what they actually need. So the university itself is like financially separate from the athletic department, but the university itself is having to write a check at the end of the year to bridge the gap. And so what I'm saying is, if they don't win, the bills stay the same and the income changes.
Yeah.
The university's athletic department could be in huge huge financial trouble here if Dion cannot win.
That's not even sustainable for 2 years. You
It's not.
You can't do that for 2
Josh,
years.
it's not. They were already asking coaches to step down. The long-standing track and field, they had
to take away a couple of coaches' jobs already.
So yeah,
and they're successful.
Oh, very successful.
Very successful.
So like Folsom Field's packed and sold out and all that stuff, but they're still actually losing money, and not enough people have talked about that. And that it could be a part. Not saying it is, and hopefully it's not, but it could be a part of Rick George's decision making today of like, man, I don't know if I like the way this is trending, and I don't want to be the face of it anymore. I get to walk away and still get to say, man, this was a good hire. This was
resume.
So really interesting stuff, fascinating stuff. Okay. We will get back into that. We'll get back into the Paul DePodesta stuff, okay? But first, it's Kansas City week. Just who exactly is the 2025 version of this dynasty? We'll look at the tail of the tape coming up next.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is on a mission to feed families this holiday season, and we need your help. As part of our Fill the Truck campaign, we'll be collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items to benefit the Food Bank of the Rockies November 19th, 20th, and 21st. So stop by the Walmart Supercenter in Highlands Ranch near C470 in Quebec from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and help us fill the truck for those in need. Head to denversports.com/truck for more info. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about how you're feeling today. Seriously, how are you feeling on this beautiful day in Colorado? How's your energy level? Oh, maybe it's kind of low? You're actually feeling sluggish? Maybe your sleep patterns are off. Maybe you don't make it to the gym anymore and have that shot of life and feel that same production that you used to feel. Or maybe you have to drag yourself there, and when you make it there, it feels exactly like that, just a drag. Guys, these could all be symptoms of low testosterone, which is normal. It happens to us men as we age. You didn't do anything wrong. But I encourage you, go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com, take the low T quiz on the website. Simple 10-question quiz with yes or no answers. Literally takes 2 minutes. But from there, you can schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They'll draw your blood. They'll have the results within 30 minutes. A Colorado licensed medical provider will review those results with you, discuss your options, and you'll make a decision together with their medical team. There's no pressure. Cost of the appointment is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test. And if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of that appointment, your visit is free. Fellas, we have one life to live. Don't spend yours wondering if you're suffering from low testosterone. Go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Fall is here, and so are the savings at Corwin Toyota. Get a new 2025 Tacoma with rates as low as 1.99% APR for up to 60 months, or lease for as little as $39.99 down and $279 a month for 36 months. Or lease a new 2025 RAV4 for $39.99 down and $299 a month. Visit us up Pearl Parkway or shop online at CorwinToyotaBoulder.com. Corwin Toyota, family driven for over 100 years.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.
Come on, Dante.
Can we play it again? Just start it over.
Redo.
Everyone loves a redo.
I wish we had redos all the time.
Yeah. We need them pretty regularly here. We need them pretty regularly.
Up in have their own identity.
Yes, it is crazy when...
And you know that.
Oh, my gosh. Like, my daughter, she's 3. My wife calls her a three-nager. I mean, she is... You talk about having her own thoughts, ideas, opinions. Goodness gracious.
She's the boss, right?
It's so fun, though. It's so fun. Every day, I mean, is just something new in, like, the best kind of way. And the way I've tried to articulate it to someone who is maybe getting ready to have kids, you know, and like they know they're going to have kids, but they don't have them yet. You go to these like national parks, and there's like these like fountains that just flow.
Yeah.
You know, that just flow, and they just never stop. And that is the nonstop love, entertainment value, laughter. Like every day it's something with my 7-year-old and my 3-year-old. It's hilarious. I was just saying this to my wife this past weekend, like, every stage has been my favorite so far, but this one right here, oh my God, it's so special where me and my son can step out of the house, throw the football, go play basketball. My daughter still thinks I'm, the greatest thing in the world. She's cuddly with me, but so is my son still.
And
it's
then
just,
your son and your daughter are still are starting to play together.
They still play. They
See.
play together constantly at 7 and 3, and she's almost 4. But it's great, man. It's great. Enjoy it. It's Kansas City week, Phil. It's Kansas City week. Chief week.
It's time that this is the biggest test, Zach. And we've been talking about the Denver Broncos. They're 8-2. Defense is great. Offense has been bad, but we can turn it around, right? Well, now it's time to see what we're all about when it comes to the Denver Broncos defense and especially the offense. Can we get things turned around so that we can make a run in the playoffs? We know we're going to get there. We're 8-2.
Yep, 92% probability as of the last win.
There you go. So we're going to get to the playoffs. It's about seeding, and it's about, are we for real? I don't want to just get back there and get blown out. I want to make some noise. You know me. I'm all about the Super Bowl. That's what Sean told me, so I'm listening to Sean Payton.
You and Cecil.
Me and Cease. Well, Cease said 13 games, right, before this all started.
He did. He may be exactly right. But Super Bowl or bust for Phil and Cease. I'm not there yet, but I know that it can happen. It's not Super Bowl or bust for me, but a Super Bowl lives within reality, and I think both of those things are true. Avalanche, cup or bust.
Cup or bust.
Nuggets, championship or bust.
I like that.
So, it's a really fun time to be doing this job. We are going to be, we're going to have some great guests today. We're normally not guest heavy. Today's going to be a unique day, but man, our guests are going to be fabulous. Today, you guys are, I think, going to get a real kick out of it. We'll play some trivia. We have news that we'll get to here in just a second. But where we'll start today, a little tail of the tape. And here I'll run through it, okay? So I'll just run through it real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on any of this. Points per game, advantage Kansas City. Average margin of victory, advantage Kansas City. Turnover differential, advantage Kansas City. Total penalties, advantage Kansas City, in a major way, by the way, as the Broncos are the worst in the NFL. Total offense, advantage Kansas City. Total yards per game, advantage Kansas City. Total defense, advantage Denver Bronco. Passing yards allowed, advantage Denver Broncos. Rushing yards allowed, advantage Denver Broncos. I didn't give you any of the numbers because we just don't have enough time and I don't want to get bogged down with a bunch of numbers. But basically what I've realized here in doing this tail of the tape, and we'll get into more of the specifics later in the show, Phil, but when Denver has an advantage over Kansas City, it's defensively and it's not a very big advantage. Okay, so just a quick example, total defense. Advantage Broncos. Broncos have the third best total defense, but the Chiefs are 6th.
Yeah, they're right there with them.
Some of the advantages for the Chiefs, man, there's huge deltas in between. And it's not to say that there's no advantages for the Broncos, because there is. But there's not enough of them, and they're not big gaps of advantage.
And then you had one that you brought up, and I know it's true, but there's a guy that's not playing this week. When you said the total rushing, and when you said advantage to Denver Broncos, that would be true if J.K. Dobbins was healthy and ready to roll, but that is not the case. So if you want to be real, we don't know enough about R.J. Harvey. We don't know enough about who Jaleel McLaughlin is this year in 2025. We don't know enough about Tyler Bidet as a guy that can go in there and run the ball in between the tackles when it matters the most. So the advantage has to go to Kansas City because there's a bunch of unknown now that J.K. Dobbins is not playing on the Denver Broncos run game.
Well, look, this is, I believe, along with the Philly week, because we just can't forget how we felt going into Philly.
Yeah.
Philly, reigning Super Bowl champions, were undefeated at the time. Now, and I remember saying this at the time, like, if the Eagles can maintain, like, their greatness, we'll look back and say, yeah, because at the time was, is this the best win in a decade?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, do we remember how we felt when we beat Kansas City, with Russ? or how we felt when they went on the road and beat Buffalo? I'm curious if that win still looks the same in your eyes, and we can go back to it. But all things considered, this is among the biggest games the Broncos have played in 10 years. Is it the biggest? I don't know. But it's up there. It's on the list.
Yeah, we definitely can get into it. But I will say this. The odds are stacked against Denver for many reasons that you just brought up, and then the depth of the Denver Broncos when it comes to the best player in PS2 not being available, and then J.K. Dobbins, who's been the best player offensively. And so now you don't have those two guys to help you try to beat the Chiefs. It's going to be a tough task, but you know what? This is why you play the games. You just don't know what's going to happen.
We had some breaking news in Denver sports, and it's more than one story, and it's more than one sport. Details next.
The Fan Flyaway is back. Presented by 303 Log 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel, tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. First, head to thefanflyaway.com to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
What is going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you guys right now listening, thinking about popping that question. And you know you need a diamond. And I'm going to save you time and money right now by telling you this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers, for that perfect diamond engagement ring, the ultimate holiday gift, or just because that special someone really deserves it. This holiday, imagine the finest jewelry legends in one store together, treating you just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you walk through one of those doors.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids are going to grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices are going to be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings attached. So even though your kids will grow up and you still won't understand what 6-7 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Black Friday is going on now at every AutoNation store. Hurry in and save for a limited time. Buy with 0 down, plus make no payments till next year. Shop new and used cars, trucks, SUVs, even top luxury models. Drive with 0 down, plus no payments till next year. Save your cash for the holidays. Go to your nearest AutoNation store now. Limited term financing on approved credit. 90-day deferred payment. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make it happen in 24 hours or less. Interest rates are competitive, and home prices have been stable. That means you can find a great deal while locking in a monthly payment that fits your budget. Plus, with home equity building over time, your investment grows, making home ownership a smart, long-term financial decision. If you continue to pay rent, you're just paying your landlord's mortgage, and you don't need 20% down. You could be in your new home with as little as 3% down. Plus, they're offering down payment assistance programs to make home ownership even easier. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. If you've been seriously injured in a truck or car wreck, you want Wilhite. Get your free case review now. We've been voted best personal injury law firm for the last 3 years in a row. Visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
It's the biggest savings of the year. AutoNation's annual sell down. Every vehicle is must-go priced. The AutoNation's annual sell down going on now. Shop and save now at AutoNation.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Friday night on 104.3 HD3. DU hockey skates with Colorado College with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on 104.3 HD3. Air Force football faces UConn with pregame starting at 9:30 on 104.3 HD3. DU basketball faces UTSA starting at 11:30 and on the Fan. Home of the Colorado State Rams. CSU football faces New Mexico presented by Rox Heating and Air with pregame starting at noon.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at WistaraCU.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we have a ton going on here. A ton. So today we heard from Paul DePodesta for the first time, the new president of baseball. We heard from Walker Momford in this sort of role, in this sort of setting for the first time. We got the news on Rick George, that Rick George is the athletic director of Colorado, of course, up in Boulder. Yep. He's going to be retiring here in pretty short order. So this is the home stretch for Rick George, who you know and love.
Yes, yeah. He's done a lot for me, and honestly, for a lot of players, not just football players, basketball, soccer, everybody that has went to the University of Colorado, he has helped and impacted in a positive way. So it's sad that he wants to step down, but he's also getting older, and who knows what he's going through.
He has earned the right. He has earned this right. There's no doubt about it. He owes nothing else to that university. And then we also got the news that Scott Wedgwood, technically the backup goaltender for Colorado, but
technically say that.
Kind of the starter also. They extended him. That didn't take long. I mean, what are we, a month into the season?
Yeah.
Scott Wedgwood extended by 1 year, 33 years old, was set to become a free agent after this year. And we were just in here yesterday, the day before, saying, man, this guy's making himself some money. He's going to get a raise from this year's salary of $1.5 million to $2.5 million to stick with the Avs for another season. I thought it was really good news.
Oh, it was great news and good for Wedgwood. Like that's what you're there to do, right? Like your ultimate goal is to stay with one place as long as possible. And when you have been playing as good as Wedgwood has been playing, you deserve a raise. And good on McFarland for giving him that raise. Like that's what you hope as a player, is that what you're doing out there is not going unnoticed. And when you go out there and you do well and they reward you by paying you a little bit more or extending you, it makes you feel great as a player.
Well, he's going to make, I don't know what the actual percentage is, maybe 75% next year of what he made last year and this year, because I think it was a 2-year, $3 million. Yeah, I have it here in my notes, actually. It was a 2-year, $3 million deal for Wedgie. Now, meanwhile, Blackwood is on a 5-year, $26 million contract.
My man is getting paid the big bucks to sit there and eat some popcorn.
It's crazy. Now, we're going to see him tonight against Buffalo between the pipes. We'll talk about that game later. But, yeah, I mean, Wedgwood has appeared in 14 of the 17 games so far this season, and all he has done is have a save percentage of 913 and a record of, how about this, 10-1-2. No one in the NHL has won more games than Scott Wedgwood has for the Avs.
You can't ask for anything better than what Scott Wedgwood is putting out there. He's seeing the puck well. He's playing with confidence. The team is playing well around him. You can tell that the team loves him and loves what he's bringing to the table. He's standing on his head in big-time games like Anaheim. Like, you want to see this. And he was considered our backup goalie.
Yeah, it's true.
So you have to love this. And good for Wedgwood. Now, he needs to continue to do this. And we know how the goalie position could be. It's hot or cold. You start getting hot, you want to stay in there.
Yep.
You ride the hot hand like you would a running back by committee. But hopefully he can sustain this, but also force Blackwood to start competing at a higher levels to see what he does tonight. Hopefully for Blackwood, it's like, okay, I'm the man. I'm the captain of this ship, and I'm ready to show everybody.
Yeah, I have one minor concern that I'm going to bring up here in just about 20 seconds. You want to go to Phoenix this February for the biggest party in golf? It's the Fan Flyaway presented by 303 Law 4040. Jeremy Bolin, you have 10 minutes to call us back at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the grand prize. 2 tickets to Saturday's round at TPC Scottsdale, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Phoenix, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. Jeremy Bolin, call us back at 303-713-1043. If you haven't already entered, you can still sign up at thefanflyway.com. Make sure to listen weekdays every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. to hear if your name is called. You know, I want to bring this up, and I would be saying this regardless who the goaltender was, so it's not specific to Mackenzie Blackwood. Because goaltenders in hockey in general, now they're human beings, so they're all different.
Yeah.
But if one position was going to be just a little bit finicky and just a little bit different from the rest, it's goaltender. It's, if I were to draw a cross-sport analogy, like pitchers. Pitchers can be finicky with their routine. I know all athletes can, but that
just say that they can be weird. They can be weird.
Sometimes they can. And when
like kickers can be weird too.
There you go too.
But also, before you get going, my wife played soccer. She says that the goalies are weird as well. Like, they're just different.
They're just different. And so when you mess with someone's confidence, but it doesn't have to do with them directly, like, this is more about Wedgwood. Wedgwood's playing great. We haven't seen a lot of Blackwood.
Yeah.
But, like, the signal from the team is Wedgwood's the starter now. When you had a decision to make who would start against Red Hot Anaheim, who had won, like, 11 of their 13, it was 7 in a row, and then you have the Sabres, who are dog water and have been dog water since, I don't know, Miroslav Satan, Michael Pekka, and you have your starter go against Buffalo, and you have Scott Wedgwood go against the hot team, like, that's the signal. Wedgwood's the starter, and I just hope that Blackwood has the mental fortitude to keep going.
Well, the thing with Blackwood is, one, he's getting paid a lot of money. 2, it's not like he forgot how to be goalie. Now, he's been banged up. We all know that. He needs to go out there and show and earn his respect. You have to go out there and prove yourself every year. What if Nathan McKinnon goes out there this year, or he started this year slow? We would be talking about him. We would be critiquing like, hey, he is not the same. Every year, all right, when you're expected to be the man, you have to be the man. You have to play at a high level. And now for Blackwood, he's only played 2 games. So he's going to have more opportunities to show that he is still the man. But as of right now, you ask Wedgwood to go in there as a backup and help you win some of these tough games. He has done that. He has responded. He has stood on his head. Now, of course, he has given up some goals here or there, but he's been phenomenal for the most part, and that's what you're asking for. And I wouldn't be surprised that if Bednar asked a couple of the team captains or the captain saying, hey, who would you rather go with this game? Would you rather go with Blackwood against Anaheim or would you go with Wedgie? And it seems like you said earlier, that the team is responding well to Wedgwood and they trust Wedgwood and respect him right now.
Yep.
That's like, it's all about winning. So let's go with Wedgwood.
All right. We heard for the first time today from Paul DePodesta, the new president of Rockies baseball. And we also heard from Walker Monfort in this setting, in this new role for the first time. And we even heard from Dick Monfort comment on what his role is here moving forward. One of the more interesting days, quite literally, in the history of the Rockies organization. And we'll talk about why coming up next.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is on a mission to feed families this holiday season, and we need your help. As part of our Fill the Truck campaign, we'll be collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items to benefit the Food Bank of the Rockies November 19th, 20th, and 21st. So stop by the Walmart Supercenter in Highlands Ranch near C470 in Quebec from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and help us fill the truck for those in need. Head to denversports.com/truck for more info. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for winter? Worries you might need a new furnace? Don't know where to begin? Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
It may be the stuffing or the mashed potatoes, but this year you'll have a new Thanksgiving favorite. Chris Mon here, president of Alpine Bank Boulder, member FDIC. This favorite is out of the kitchen and into the heart of downtown Boulder. Here's race director Lee Troop with the details.
It's the Alpine Bank Thanksgiving Day 5K. There's a kids fun run too, because everyone loves to feel good. Whatever your age or pace, we hope you'll be there Thursday, November 27. The event's new course connects the West End and the East Ends of Pearl Street and finishes on the Pearl Street Mall in front of the courthouse.
Here's more to feel good about. The Thanksgiving 5K raises money for Harvest of Hope Pantry. Between now and race day, food donations can be made at Alpine Bank, Runner's Roost, Ozo Coffee, and Wild Provisions. Go to teamboco.com for details.
What's always a favorite? The feeling of gratitude.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent.
Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go. Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, tomorrow we are taking this show on the road. We're going to be at Jackson's in Lodo for Bud Light Football Friday. We'll be live from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Packers on December 14th, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos.
Tomorrow, there's always tomorrow.
Who is that?
Was that Annie? Was that Annie?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Yeah. I think so.
There's always tomorrow.
I think so.
Annie.
So today, quite literally, okay, I'm not trying to over sensationalize or exaggerate. Today was one of the most interesting days in the history of the Colorado Rockies. 30 years plus. There has never been a shift like this, ever. Now, I don't know if it's going to work, but for those who have been wanting Dick Monfort to step away from this baseball team and let go of the steering wheel, I think we're seeing it. Now, at the end of the day, Dick Monfort is still chairman of the board. But, man, by the look and feel of this press conference today, it feels like it's actually happening.
Yeah, it just feels a little bit different. It feels like things are going to change. Now, I don't know if it's for the good or the bad, but you have to try to figure out how to get back to the top. And I'm not saying winning a World Series. I'm saying being competent.
Yeah.
I'm saying let's compete. Where when we go to the ballpark, it's not just about the beer, not just about the hot dogs or the scenery. It's about watching a good baseball game.
Yeah.
Right? And this is where it starts. It starts with the management. It starts with the inside, and then you build from there.
Here is Walker Monfort on the hierarchy of the front office of the Colorado Rockies moving forward.
Obviously, everyone reports upward to our chairman and CEO, my father, Dick. And basically from there, I'll still be responsible for oversight of the entire organization. So Paul will report to me. Those that he hires will report to him. And like I told Paul when we were going through this process, I mean, I'm very much behind him as it relates to his experience in the sport. I think my goal is to learn from Paul and others that he brings in on a daily basis. But above and beyond that, it's partnering with him and really being part of the same team. But that's how it'll be organized.
Definitely a different setup because you have Paul DePodesta's boss saying, I have way less experience than him, and I'm going to learn from him, but he's going to report to me. But someone could say, man, that is so Rockies. That is so disjointed. You want to know who it kind of reminds me of in just a little different of a setup? Denver Broncos.
I knew you were going to say that. You think about, was it George and Sean?
One level above. Greg Penner comes in and becomes the boss, but doesn't know anything about football. But they report to him. And so, yes, that analogy works too, where the traditional general manager is above the coach traditionally, although that's starting to change here in the last 10 years or so with the setup in San Francisco and in Buffalo. But, it's just different. But it can be done because I just watched it happen where a non-football person takes over a football organization, does everything first class, saturates themselves in the football operation, is present 24/7, and then a couple years later, it's like, I actually might know a thing or two. So it's just it's different, but it can be done.
It can be done, but I would say the difference in this situation with the Colorado Rockies and the Denver Broncos is Greg Penner is still the man, the boss. You know, there's a certain respect you still have for him. Is there going to be respect with Walker, knowing that like DePodesta?
I know. I'm. It's tripped me up too.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to get used to saying this name that we just learned for the first time within the last 8 days.
It knows more than Walker.
Correct.
And so it's like, do I really have to answer to you when I know more and you're learning about this game? Now, I know you're my boss, but do I have enough respect to, like, run it towards you, or should I just say, hey, this is what we need to do and move on? That's the only thing that, like, with Greg Penner, you still have that respect for him because of who he is. He's the owner.
Yeah, and what he had accomplished in order to be a part of an ownership group like this. Walker, what he's accomplished is he's Dick's son.
Yes.
And so that's a big difference. Now, I want to be respectful. Walker has saturated himself in the Rockies as well. But he just didn't have the title of the experience. Like, I remember when I met Walker in a suite, and this is going 9 years ago, and he was managing like the food operation. Like, he has done the equipment stuff. Yeah. And that's what Pat Bolin wanted to do with his son, Johnny, is have him run the equipment room, then run the lunchroom. And then you're going to know after 15 years, you'll know every single idiosyncrasy of how this organization runs. So Walker has been baptized in the Rockies for many years. Is that a bad thing? It might be. We just don't know. Here is Dick Monfort when asked what his role is moving forward.
I think they're sort of pushing me out. Doesn't it feel that way? No, I mean, hey, much has been said about what I do and don't do. I'm here to support Walker. I'm here to support Paul. I'm here to support everybody in this building. And, we have to have the resources to make all this work. And that sort of always has been part of my responsibility, too. But I'm here to support people. I'm not as bad as anyone thinks I am. I do care. I think that's where it sort of gets foggy. I care about, winning. I care about our players. I care about our, the entire staff that work here. They work extremely hard, and so, I defend them and I support them. But really, it's Paul's job. It's Walker's job, and I'm there to support them. And like I tell people, I'm the overhead around here.
So again, in that 1 minute clip, like, really emphasizing, like, I'm not running this day-to-day operation anymore. Like, I'm the final say, but I think the days of Dick Monfort having his hands, at 10 and 2 of the steering wheel at 20th and Blake, I think those days are over.
And it sounds like he's being true.
I agree.
It sounds like we all know, and Zach, you brought this up numerous times, that Dick Monfort cares about this baseball team. He does want to win.
Cares deeply.
He's putting money. He's just putting money in the wrong places.
Correct.
He's very loyal to the guys that work for him.
Correct.
It's just not working out, and there has to be a change done. If things aren't working out internally, then things have to be broken or separated, and then put back together with new pieces. And that's exactly what it seems like the Colorado Rockies are trying to do now.
Yeah. I will choose to be open-minded.
Yes.
And minorly optimistic right now. Now, will that stay the same after our call with Aaron Goldhammer later today, who has been following Paul DePodesta's career in Cleveland very closely, who says it's its own 30 for 30? I want to find out why that it's its own documentary, and we'll do that at 4:45. You're not going to want to miss it. Sean Payton. And by the way, we'll hear from Paul DePodesta later in today's show as well. Sean Payton, in the meantime, said, quote, "It's not on Bo," end quote. Is he right? Judge for yourself. Hear from Sean Payton next.
The Fan Flyaway is back. Presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel, tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. First, head to thefanflyaway.com to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Receive $1,000 off every 10 windows you purchase and receive a $100 grocery gift card to contribute to your Thanksgiving festivities. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Gobble, 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 gobble. Oh, man, I do a terrible turkey impersonation. Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs from Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Those of you that listen to the Dan Jacobs Show know that I just love the holidays. But I also know these holidays in particular can be really tough on a lot of people, whether it's the government shutdown, inflation, the economy, whatever it is, or some people just have a hard time during the holidays as it is every single year. It's just a hard time of year for them. As always, we want to be here for you. If we can help out with a little bit of that with free food and groceries, we would love to have you any first or third Thursday of the month. Come on out to Eastern Hills Church at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road. We're even doing smoked ham and turkey this month in honor of Thanksgiving. So if you need it, anybody, no questions asked. You just pull up and pop the trunk. 4 to 6 p.m., Eastern Hills Community Church, every first and third Thursday, Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Hey, Stoke here. If you need a hip or knee replacement surgery, check out Colorado Joint Replacement. They're home to some of the top trained surgeons in the state using the latest technology. Their expert surgeons offer the most innovative joint replacement care in the Front Range. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Friday night on 104.3 HD3. DU hockey skates with Colorado College with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on 104.3 HD3. Air Force football faces UConn with pregame starting at 9:30 on 104.3 HD3. DU basketball faces UTSA starting at 11:30 and on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams. CSU football faces New Mexico, presented by Rock's Heating and Air with pregame starting at noon.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you on a Thursday. You can reach out and touch the weekend from here.
It's almost here. Damn, it's already been 1 hour, huh?
Flew by, man. Absolutely flew by. We have a bunch of news going on. Talked a lot about it in that first hour. Scott Wedgwood's extension.
Wedgie.
Wedgie is wedged in Colorado for another year, at least. We talked about Rick George stepping away this summer. Will ride off into the sunset for a retirement.
65 years old. Has done a lot for this program. He started here with the championship team. Then he left, went to the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, Texas Rangers. He was the team president.
Yes. And he did a great job over there. Then he did a job, reopened back up for him. He came in here and he changed a lot of things when it comes to just the program getting and gaining more money.
Well, I want to circle back to that again. I want to circle back because I just want something to be crystal clear and on the radar of everyone here when it comes to CU and their finances and what this will look like moving forward post Rick George era. And make no mistake, it's been an era, So we'll get back to that. But it's also Chiefs week. There is a huge football game awaiting us on Sunday afternoon. It's the number one crew from CBS. In fact, CBS is going to send their pregame crew, which is typically in the studio. They will be outside of Mile High. Very rare, only happens a couple times a year. It goes to show, though, the importance that a national network is taking Broncos Chiefs.
I mean, it's Sean Payton and Andy Reid. Two of the older coaches in the league that have had success. Sean Payton has been to a Super Bowl and won one. Andy Reid seems to go every single year. You have the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, the greatest quarterback to play the game right now. Hey, don't be mad at me. Just know it's the truth. And then you have a young quarterback in Bo Nix that has to figure himself out so that they can beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So this is going to be a big one. 8-2 Denver Broncos. Kansas City Chiefs are starting to get hot. Who is for real and who is not?
I love it, man. It's one of I think this week in the NFL, not every week's like this, there is some fantastic football games. Have you checked out the slate yet?
No, I haven't checked this out.
Okay.
Go ahead and get me to this.
How about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Buffalo Bills? Baker Mayfield against Josh Allen. How about I think it's a low-key good game. I think it's going to be a real good game, and I think someone's on upset alert. Not a huge upset, but the Chargers traveling to Jacksonville. Jacksonville hasn't played home in a while. They're a 3-point underdog. I've already taken those points. I think they win the game on the field. Then how about in the afternoon slot? The Seahawks at the Rams.
Uh-oh.
That is a heavyweight fight.
Cooper Kupp reunion back against his old team.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
That's a fun one.
That's going to be a good showdown.
No doubt about it. That will start about 20 minutes before Kansas City at Denver. And then the nighttime game, Sunday Night Football, the Detroit Lions at the Philadelphia Eagles. That's some fun football here.
This is why we watch the games. This is why we enjoy the NFL landscape and just how things are done, because these games are usually going to be close. And there's some really great matchups this week. How about Josh Allen and Baker kind of going back and forth with each other? They have a good relationship, but they were talking smack to each other. Like, that's what I love to
Were they?
see.
I missed that.
Yeah. Baker was like, hey, like, Josh needs to wear 2 gloves. Josh needs to wear 2 gloves if he's going to play against me, and there's a reason for it. And then Josh said, well, Baker
I think it's going to be snowy in Buffalo on Sunday.
I figured. And Josh was like, well, Baker wears 2 gloves while he plays golf. I was like, damn.
I like it. Those are 2 fun personalities.
Yeah.
Baker for sure. Okay, so Broncos Chiefs coming down the pike this weekend. It's right around a 4-point spread. This should be a close game. These games have been close with Kansas City and the Denver Broncos. Here is Sean Payton on if he sees anything that Bo Nix can improve on, especially in the first 3 quarters.
It's our jobs, to offensively put ourselves in a position of starting faster. And when I discuss this after the game, there aren't many times when a game's over, when you win even, where you're fully satisfied. There's something bugging you, there's something, and certainly, getting that balance, and the time of possession also to help our defense. I like that this year we're doing better in these one-score games, and I think you gain some confidence, and if you tried to pick when did that turn, you might look at Philly, but to go where we want to go, there has to be improvement, and certainly we understand that.
So, Sean, trying to highlight some of the positives, right? Hey, we're winning some of these one-score games that we lost a year ago, and that is true. A 1-score win against Tennessee, a 1-score win against the Eagles, a 1-score win against the Jets, a 1-score win against the Giants, a 1-score win against the Texans, and a 1-score win against the Raiders.
Man, that's like pretty much all the games they played so far.
Honestly, pretty much. There's been 1 blowout win over Dallas and another over Cincinnati. That's it. So a 6 of the 8 wins are by 1 score.
Yeah, and that's what it shows you, though, Zach, that this is what you kind of are dealing with the NFL. You're going to be in tight games. You're going to be in 1-score games. Can you pull them out for the Denver Broncos? They're pulling these games out this year, which helps you out when you're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, which you will probably be in a 1-score game.
Agreed. And here's the kicker, though, and it was the complete opposite a year ago. Kansas City's losing the 1-score games now. Remember last year? I forget what the stat was. It was like 10-0 in 1-score games. They already have a 1-score loss to the Chargers, a 1-score loss to the Eagles, a 1-score loss to the Jags, a 1-score loss to the Bills. They have not gotten blown out in any game. Each of their losses, you're talking a 6-point loss, a 3-point loss, a 7-point, a 3-point loss, a 6-point loss. I mean, that's how it's gone. The worm has turned on Kansas City, and
how do you feel about that? You put the stats out there. They're 0-4 right now in 1-score games. But you're dealing with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and a defense that has been good for a long time, a team that has went to 3 straight Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes, who's 94-27 in his career in regular season games. So although it seems bad for the Chiefs, the resume shows that in these 1-score games, you don't want to bet against the Kansas City Chiefs, and you definitely, if you have a choice, put it on them. Don't let it come down to Patrick Mahomes having the ball at the end of that game.
Definitely not.
Don't do that.
I would not be banking on resume during Chiefs week. I just wouldn't, for the reasons that you just described. And this is not just another Sunday game. This is the Chiefs coming off a bye. You want to know what Andy Reid's record is coming off the bye week? He's played 26 games coming off the bye. 22 wins, 4 losses. A winning percentage of .846, the greatest of all time. So that's the intersection of this Sunday's game. And that has to be it carries weight with a sample size like that. I mean, That carries a hefty weight.
Well, didn't Sean actually have a conversation with Andy Reid about the bye? I want to say maybe a year ago or two about like how he should approach the bye, and had a talk with him.
Yes, he did, and
pick his brain.
it was his year that he was out of coaching at Fox.
Yes, and so it's like, so Sean knows what's in store when you're going up against Andy Reid, who's coming off a bye. For Sean now, it's like, what can I do to put my team offensively, specifically the offense, in good situations to help our defense, but sustain drives so that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, all right, the guru when it comes to play calling, they don't get into a rhythm.
Well, Sean also said at the end of that soundbite that we just played a few minutes ago, he leads with the positives, but then at the end he's like, we understand, like, and I'm paraphrasing, but how far we still need to go offensively.
Yeah.
If you think Sean Payton is walking around that facility and like walking on air, whistling that they're 8-2, man, you're nuts. That this is someone who is not a happy camper.
It's like, you're spot on. And I've talked to some people in that building that have been upfront and honest, saying, hey, we walk into the building after a game and we win, it still feels like we have to walk on eggshells. Well, why is that? Because Sean Payton is not happy. Why is he not happy? Because of his offense, because of his quarterback that he handpicked. And now he's not happy because he probably doesn't have J.K. Dobbins, because he's missing on what's going on with Bo Nix and how to make him tick right now. He's trying to figure things out while missing a key player, while missing also a key player on defense. So Sean Payton's not happy right now, and he's trying to figure out things, but he needs to hurry up and figure things out because that game is happening on Sunday.
Yeah, it's kicking off regardless.
No matter what.
Yeah, but right now, Sean Payton is probably amongst the most unhappy head coaches of an 8-2 football team of all time. And he was asked if he can make things easier for Bo Nix, and this is what Sean said.
I think it's not it's not Bo. I mean, I think it's part of the whole process offensively and constantly in our game planning this week. Certainly opponents vary what they do scheme-wise. This is a pressure team, and so our job each week, we're always looking to find easy completions. When I look at the touchdown reel on Mondays, I've said this to you before, sometimes you look at a play and you just say, player, he went up, made a great play. And then sometimes someone's wide open and you click that button, you save it, and that was scheme. And so we're constantly looking at, how can we find, those throws that fit the scheme and the defense you're attacking. Obviously, the penalties, we've got to, we're doing a great job of not taking sacks, but when we're all of a sudden, 1st and 20, we've got to eliminate those.
All right, so he covered a lot of ground there.
He did.
Man, I found something so interesting in the middle of that answer. When Sean Payton is talking about watching the other teams on the touchdown reel on a Monday morning. Now, I kind of know what that looks like, because at the end of every day on Red Zone, they show you every single touchdown that's been scored throughout the day.
All the highlights. They make it look easy, don't they?
And, yeah, when you just see the highlights.
I'm like, damn, why can't I do that?
And my 7-year-old Owen just loves when Scott Hansen tosses it to all the touchdowns of the day, and he just gets so fired up. But it's interesting that, this is not like studying someone else's offense during the offseason. Sean talks about doing dives on these offenses and trying to learn from that's different. I just find it interesting, and maybe all coaches do this. I really don't know, but I don't think so. Not during the season. And I'm guessing, I'm speculating. But it's interesting that, he is watching these other teams, and he's looking for things that will work within his scheme. And this is a guy who is known as this, legendary play caller, but he's watching these other teams just like we are, trying to find out, man, could this work? Could that work? And I find that fascinating.
He's human, though. Right? He's human. And right now, he's questioning his ability as a play caller. Let's be real.
You may be right.
What's going on? The screens aren't working. The deep ball is not working. The middle of the field, the time, the rhythm, the processing seems to not be there with Bo Nix. Is it my scheme? Is it the players around him? Because it seems like he doesn't want to put Bo as like the reason why things are not working right now,
Correct.
which is still interesting too, right? He's talking about scheme. He's talked about the penalties, which is true. And then, of course, it's the players. Hey, make plays. Players make plays. Players win games for you. Catch the ball. But for Bo, it seems like he's kind of at the back end of like his thought process on why his offense is not working. So for Sean, it's like, don't second guess yourself, because you have schemed up plays that have worked. Bo Nix has not hit on some of those plays. Some of the receivers have dropped balls to sustain drives.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are the most penalized team. So you guys are very undisciplined. So let's work with those first. Be a little bit more disciplined to stay on that football field. Hit on the open targets if you're Bo Nix. And for the receivers, catch the damn ball.
Yeah.
And that's where I would start. Now, I know Sean's trying to protect his quarterback. He loves his cue.
He loves his cue.
But also, it does have to do a little bit with Bo. There's plays to be made. Go out there and make them.
Do you believe that, like, he is not being critical of Bo? I understand why he's not being critical of Bo in a setting like a press conference. But do you think behind closed doors that he is coaching Bo hard?
Oh, I believe he's coaching Bo hard. I think that's the only way Sean knows how to coach. I think from listening to my teammates who have played for Coach Sean Payton, he is going to tell you the truth. The truth doesn't always feel good. We know that. And so he is honest. And I think he's really honest with Bo because that's his baby. So he can be honest, but he has to still handle him with care because he's young and he's still growing and he's improving and he's developing. So you have to understand what you're doing. And it's like having kids. There's a certain place that you take them before it's like, okay, that's too much. Right? Like daddy still loves you. I love you, but you still need to do the right thing.
Sure.
So he's trying to do that, and that's for Sean. He's trying to do that with Bo Nix. Now, as a player, I'm looking at how can I help Bo Nix out? How can I take pressure off of him? How can I be a servant towards my quarterback so that we can start winning games? I don't want him to feel the pressure. I don't want him to feel like this is all on him. So maybe I need to do a little bit more. Maybe I need to hold up in blocking just a little bit longer. Maybe I do need to catch that ball and break a tackle to make it easier on him. So as a player, you're not blaming Bo Nix. You're blaming yourself if you're a really good player. So for Cortland, it's like, how can I get open to where Bo Nix has no choice but to throw it to me? That's the mindset right now, I feel like, in the building to help a young quarterback in Bo Nix. They do not want him to lose confidence, because knowledge equals confidence equals playing fast. If he's losing confidence, he is not playing fast.
Well, he does not look like a confident player to me.
Yeah.
And if what you said is true about Sean Payton might not be the most confident play caller right now. If he's looking around the league for things that could help his offense, like, I just don't know. And it might be the best approach. I really don't know. But I don't think, and again, I am speculating, but I don't think when he had it humming in New Orleans, he's watching the rest of the league's touchdowns to see what will work in New Orleans.
Maybe like picking a brain here or there, like, okay, this play is unique. Like, let's implement it in our offense because we have Drew Brees and we can do that. But when you're dealing with a young quarterback, you can't add plays that they don't know about or they haven't repped. You have to go with what you have practiced throughout camp, your identity. Find your identity again, because now we know like the identity of this team is running the ball, but yet JK's not going to play. So what are you going to do to help your offense and help Bo Nix out, knowing that you may still have to throw a little bit more than you run if you don't trust the run game?
Yeah. On the RamosLaw.com text line, throw your name on it, give you a shout out. 635 says he doesn't have enough plays on his menu, so let's add more plays? ? I understand that as well. That things have been so convoluted. The starting quarterback is caught on the microphone saying enough with the effing personnel groupings. I mean, and then so if you're looking around the league to add more, I understand why that listener turned texter would say that, and we'll see how this all works. It's got to work, right? And so right now it's not working. It is big picture because you're being propped up by the best defense in football, but it's not sustainable. They need to start to find some semblance of success.
Well, Sean said it's not on Bo. So if they're going to find this success, it's minimize the penalties, catch the ball. That's the thing I look at when he says it's not on Bo, and then he goes on a list of his scheme, the penalties, and then the players making more plays.
I just think that I think that there is room to be a little bit more honest because we watch the games too. So like when you say it's not on Bo and we are seeing Bo dirt the ball or miss open receivers, it's like, how about just everyone's got to be better?
So that's what. So if you're Sean Payton, and you're in this situation right now, and Bo Nick's struggling, you're saying that
because it's struggling to such a degree. You lead the NFL in 3 and outs. You lead the NFL in punts. So like it's not just on penalties and drops. I have to be better. I'm Sean Payton. I have to be better. All right, and we're working at it. Bo's got to be better.
Yeah.
Our receivers have to be better. When we're one of the most inept offenses, and he wouldn't say this, but like we know our standing offensively. You don't get there by accident. Everyone needs to step up, and it starts on Sunday against Kansas City. And I'm not telling Sean how to do his job. I guess I am in some ways, but
Sean, are you listening?
But look, like I have eyes and an actively working brain. Don't say it's not on Bo. Some of it is on Bo. That's okay.
No, it is. Like, this is a team sport. Offensively, we know the most important position on that football field, especially offense, is your quarterback. And if your quarterback is not right or not making the right plays, not making some of the right checks when he can, it hurts the team. It hurts the offense. And now you do go 3 and out. You don't sustain drives. You make those mistakes that you wouldn't make. And so this is just another thing for Bo where it's like, you got to overcome it, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people going at you. You know that you're feeling the heat. You're the quarterback. You're still young. You're developing, but you got to make the easy plays. Make those ones count. Utilize your legs to sustain drives and keep plays alive, and you go from there. And Sean, just have confidence in what you're doing. What you're doing is still working. There's plays that are there to be made. Bo and the team have to make them.
Here is Sean Payton. He was asked about Troy Franklin, and then the next question was about Courtland Sutton.
Yes,
and that's been a theme throughout this week of talking that we talked about it on Monday. That Troy Franklin's targets in the last 5 weeks are in the 40s. Courtland Sutton's are in the 20s. And there hasn't been any production from the guy getting the targets in the 40s. Troy Franklin averaging 35 yards a game, despite being targeted like a number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
8 targets a game in the
Not
last
good enough.
5 weeks. It hasn't all been bad, but it's also not good enough. We'll see what Sean Payton's take on Troy Franklin getting more targets here in the last month and change.
He's getting more snaps. One of the things that he can do well is transition, and a lot of teams are using this turbo motion. He's explosive. It's one thing to say run fast sideways and then make a left-hand turn and then run a route. And so it used to be just turbo. Now we got a name after each. I mean, he can bend and transition, and it's a little bit like last year. And remember in training camp, will we see the progression that we saw kind of like Mims a year ago, and I think we're seeing in a real good way year 2 for him.
So he's referencing Mims and his, ascension in the second half of year number 2.
And we talked about that.
We did. We literally used him as an example for the Franklin conversation. With all due respect, and Troy has been solid this year, I think. I think solid.
He had a great camp. Like he's moving in the right direction to become a receiver 2, and maybe later on in his career, a receiver 1, like Devontae Adams said to our boy PS2 when he was younger. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. So if Troy Franklin is not there yet, stop forcing it. Let it organically happen like it did for Marvin Mims, where Mims was able to get open, get the separation, and Bo Nix and Marvin Mims had a great connection last year.
They did.
They helped us win a lot of football games.
And that's why I sort of just kind of bristle at the, hey, it's looking like Mims last year. Like, I don't think so. Not quite. It's one of the bigger disconnects in professional football right now, down the football field. Passes of 20 yards or more where Mims was truly thriving.
Yeah.
We're not really seeing that with Troy Franklin.
No.
It's 2 for 16 on the season.
Yeah.
So it's got some room to grow. Now, here is Sean Payton's response to our defense is keying in more on Courtland Sutton.
We get some Courtland double. Philly, near the end of the game, man, we had a play we liked, and shoot the safety went right to him, and we ended up throwing it away. So a lot of it depends on the defensive coordinator, and Steve's done this long enough he'll take away or try to take away your targets in certain situations. Last week we got some safety lean, and so when you're looking at the pictures, you're discussing the coverage. A handful of it was lean 14, and they were still playing man, and so then you got to make some hay, either opposite of that, or you got to move 14 and put him in positions where it's a little bit more difficult to do that. If you just put him at X, you can easily remove a split end, but if he moves, if he jets, if they're matching, some teams match corners. So we've had a few of those. And then some teams are right and left. So, yeah, I think a lot of it's depending on the defensive coordinator, and it may be red zone or it may be third down, but we've certainly seen it.
Okay, I'm really curious your take on that answer.
Zach, I was writing down a bunch of stuff. One, stop with the excuses. You get your best receiver involved.
Yes, thank you.
Now, tell me this. Everybody knows that, and I'm not comparing Christian McCaffrey with Cortland, but everybody knows that Christian McCaffrey is the best thing the 49ers have offensively. And yet, he finds a way, the offensive coordinator finds a way to get my man the ball.
Of course.
You have Cortland Sutton, your best receiver right now. All right, and you're talking about leaning, all right, coverage. When I'm watching film, yeah, they're pretending to lean. It's a disguise. And then they're going into man. That means that you have Cortland Sutton man-to-man,
yes,
one-on-one,
yes,
with somebody that he can beat with the 50-50 ball, Zach. I don't like the excuses.
Phil,
get Cortland Sutton involved.
Agreed.
I'm sorry.
Agreed.
That pissed me off.
Here's Cortland Sutton is not being doubled. Has Cortland Sutton been doubled? Yes, but when he references the Philly game, that was a month and a half ago. Cortland Sutton is not being doubled. He's not. Now, occasionally will they shade coverage, but he is not. On a down-and-down basis, that's not happening.
No.
And so he's throwing a bunch of football at you, but it's no, Sean, not really. Not really. So we'll see if they adjust. They need to. They need to get back to basics and target the guy more who's top 10 in team history in yards, touchdowns, and receptions.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, makes sense. Hey, no 3 count today. We are blowing this thing out because we have something that has a higher priority over it coming up next.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is on a mission to feed families this holiday season, and we need your help. As part of our Fill the Truck campaign, we'll be collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items to benefit the Food Bank of the Rockies November 19th, 20th, and 21st. So stop by the Walmart Supercenter in Highlands Ranch near C470 in Quebec from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and help us fill the truck for those in need. Head to denversports.com/truck for more info. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, gentlemen, happy Thursday. Listen up, y'all. If you are dealing with low testosterone, you need to go get treated right now. And Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. And they've successfully treated tens of thousands of men that are dealing with low T, which you may be dealing with right now. So if you're like many of these guys, within just a few weeks, you'll feel your energy return, the brain fog will go away, your sleep will improve, as will the workouts. And gentlemen, that sex drive that we all desire will be significantly enhanced as well. All I need you to do is take the Low T quiz on their website. It's a simple 10-question quiz full of yes or no answers. It takes 2 minutes to do, so it's not long at all. Then what you're going to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. There's 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses. I don't want to hear, hey, I don't know where I'm going or it's too far. Bull crap. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and White Claw at Mile High Station on Sunday, November 16th from noon to 2:25 p.m. for the Fan Football pregame show. Get your head in the game with orange and blue face painting and White Claw. Grab life by the claw.
I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Visit our Denver Clearance Center during our Black Friday sale going on now. Save up to 75% on name brand appliances like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, GE, and Bosch. With unbeatable prices on top quality appliances, now is the perfect time to upgrade your home. Don't miss out on these exclusive deals. Visit us today at the Denver Clearance Center. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance. Open 7 days a week.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX, Rocks Heating and Air. Are you ready for winter? Worries you might need a new furnace? Don't know where to begin? Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No cost, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX, Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX, Rocks Heating and Air.
Black Friday is going on now at every AutoNation store. Hurry in and save for a limited time. Buy with 0 down, plus make no payments till next year. Shop new and used cars, trucks, SUVs, even top luxury models. Drive with 0 down, plus no payments till next year. Save your cash for the holidays. Go to your nearest AutoNation store now. Limited term financing on approved credit. 90-day deferred payment. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? Who will fight to get you the money you deserve? At Berg Simpson, we don't rely on simple claims like other firms. We have 27 best lawyers in America, 17 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The holidays will be here before you know it, and for many families, that means excitement, but also stress. Between gifts, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out if you qualify. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Are you ready to rock? Paramount Theater presents Hairball, the bombastic celebration of arena rock on January 16th at Paramount Theater. Tickets are on sale now at ParamountDenver.com.
Want to partake in our contest? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Friday night on 104.3 HD3. DU hockey skates with Colorado College with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on 104.3 HD3. Air Force football faces UConn with pregame starting at 9:30 on 104.3 HD3. DU basketball faces UTSA starting at 11:30 and on the Fan. Home of the Colorado State Rams. CSU football faces New Mexico presented by Rocks Heating and Air with pregame starting at noon.
one of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, no 3 count today. We'll get back to it tomorrow because we've had such a busy day. I have a sense of guilt here. Like, truly, I have a sense of guilt right now because we've had such a busy day in a way that we didn't see coming. So I get done with the rundown. I have it slated that we're talking Nuggets basketball second segment after doing the tail of the tape with Kansas City because something just incredible happened last night. Again.
It always happens with this man.
And then, but 30 seconds before I walk in, about an hour before the show starts, it's Scott Wedgwood got extended. And then 30 seconds before I walk in, it's
Rick.
Hey, Rick George is retiring.
Yeah.
And then it was 2 hours before any of that, and I'm not on the Rockies media list because I'm not like on their beat. So I didn't realize, and I don't think we realized as a collective here, that Paul DePodesta and Walker Monfort and Dick Monfort were going to be speaking today in one of the most interesting days in the history of the Rockies as the control for the first time in over 30 years is shifting away from Dick Monfort. And so we're like reacting to this breaking news, and we haven't gotten to the fact that Nikola Jokic last night put on one of the most incredible performances in the history of the game of basketball. 55 points on 18 of 23 shooting. I was just losing my mind with you yesterday.
Yeah, we were just talking about this.
Because Jokic scored 26, 32, and 35 in a 3-game sequence while missing 10 total shots, and he follows that up by scoring double nickel and missing 5 total shots while doing it. Are you kidding me? What?
Well, first, the jerseys were sweet.
The jersey's so sick.
I love the jerseys.
So sick.
And Jokic, and my wife even brought this up. She's like, why does Jokic look skinnier, like leaner? I said, babe, I was just thinking the same thing, and I was actually going to text you guys and say the same thing. Like, wow, Jokic looks in shape. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he's starting so fast. We already know he's going to start fast, but he's moving up and down the court. He doesn't seem like he's tired.
Never.
He's taking the 3-point shots. He's getting down and dirty in the paint. Like anything this man wants to do right now, he can do whenever he wants to do it. It's insane to watch this man go to work. And we're talking about Jokic, the Joker.
I mean, it's such a treat. It should be pay-per-view. This should not be a part of any sort of cable. You should have to pay
I'm not
for
paying,
this.
Zach. I am not paying no more money. I'm happy I get the luxury
I was
to
gonna
watch
say,
Jokic.
How much you paying now for that setup you got, pal?
I'm paying $300 a month.
Yeah. But it's one of these things where it's such a joy. It's like what we're watching, we've never, ever seen before. Ever. 55 points?
I thought he was going to score 70, to be honest with you.
He could have if he wanted to.
Yes.
And here's the kicker. Zubac defends Jokic as well as anyone in the NBA. We talked about this last year with the first-round matchup. And no one defends him great, but if anyone is going to be at least capable of trying to slow him down potentially, and historically, from a profile standpoint, it's been Zubac. He was abusing him and Brook Lopez last night to a degree that, like, someone called the police. Like, there is a body. I found a body.
2 bodies, actually.
There's
Lopez
2
is
of
right
them.
there with him.
Oh, my gosh. It was just so fun. But what we're seeing, it's historic in every way. After last night, Nikola Jokic has more 50-point games at 30 years old than Shaquille O'Neal ever did. Are you kidding me? And check this out. And I just brought this up for, and I may have even brought it up yesterday on the show, I forget, but doing a video for Instagram. Go follow me. Just type in Zach By. It's Shaq's most efficient year ever.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
We did.
Yeah, 60%.
60%.
Yeah.
60%. That's Shaq's most efficient year of one of the dominant players in the history of the sport. His most efficient year is 60%. Right now, Jokic is shooting 68% on the season. That is 10 percentage points higher than his field goal percentage of his last MVP season.
The man's almost shooting 70%.
He is this month. He's shooting 73% this month.
So every time that ball leaves his fingertips, it's pretty much going to go in.
I've never seen a fine motor skill like his ever.
Yeah, I started laughing last night with the Brook Lopez. And there was a play where he was upset with Jokic.
Which one? Because there was about 6 of them.
That is true. He was upset, but on this play, he goes back on offense. He has an opportunity to shoot a 3. He shoots the 3.
Brook Lopez?
Yeah, Lopez. He's like, take that. Jokic just drives right back down there. He doesn't even try to drive to the paint. He's just like, all right, you want to go 3? You want to go shot for shot, huh? Hits his 3, and it's just Jokic is playing with so much confidence, and it starts with like not just in the paint. Last year, he started to turn it on with the three-point shooting where it's like, wow, he can shoot threes. Well, now he's even more confident where it's like, hey, I can shoot threes, and I'm going to let it rip whenever I want to, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Dude, he's taking between 4 and 5 a night, and he's making – now I'll double-check his percentages because I don't have it in front of me, but I think he's making almost or over 40%. He's making 41.7% of his threes. Guys, 40% three-point shooter is considered elite in the NBA. He's shooting close to 42% on the season. But what he's doing this month, we have never seen a true shooting efficiency over a 5, 6, 7 game stretch that we have seen in the month of November. And it's not 2 games. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. He is shooting 73% on the month. Not because he's averaging, 8 points. And he's making 3 of 5 shots every night or 4 of 5 shots every night. He's averaging 32 points on the month on 73% shooting and 48% from 3. 48% from 3.
The man is not human.
Phil.
The man is not human.
My friends listening to me now. Nikola Jokic is on one of the most historical scoring tears in the most efficient way we've seen in the history of the game. And he's also leading the league in assists and rebounds.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. All right, that by the end of this man's career, once he wins his next championship, because he will win another one, that he isn't going to be the best player to ever play this game. Don't tell me that. I'm just ahead of you guys. And I know the future.
And I've been to the future as well. He's going to win the MVP again.
MVP. We're not talking about Zach Bye. He's talking about Jokic.
He's going to win the MVP. Take the rest of the list. Give Jokic the MVP. This team, so fun to watch right now. This player, so fun to watch. We have never seen anything like this ever.
55 points on a
second night of a back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
He scored 55 points in 34 minutes.
You know what? It's because he had to, too.
Agreed.
He had to, Zach.
Agreed. Cam Johnson goes out. Christian Brown goes out. Jokic,
a bunch of no-name players start heating up for the LA Clippers. I'm like, who is that?
Yes. Just unbelievable. I don't know what to say anymore. I just worship.
Stay healthy.
Yeah.
Stay healthy. Knocking your head, Zach.
Well,
man got to stay healthy for Jokic.
Yeah, but I have to say this on the heels of you saying that. And I will knock on wood, but his health is the most taken for granted thing in Denver sports.
Bingo.
He's never not been healthy. Ever. He misses a game. It's weird. Feels weird.
The only time the man missed multiple games is because of the birth of his kid. That's the only that was when he had missed those games.
Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. So fun to watch. On a night where Jamal struggled as well, came on late. But yeah, man, holy smokes, so fun to watch. What a legend. What a legend. Okay, we heard for the first time in a formal setting from the new president of the Colorado Rockies. For the first time in the history of the organization, they went outside of the franchise. You'll hear his words coming up next.
The Fan Flyaway is back. Presented by 303 Log 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel, tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. First, head to thefanflyaway.com to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at Hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
I'm Corey Rose, anchor at 9 News and proud mama who enjoys taking my kids mountain biking at Winter Park. I love preparing you for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Whether it's tackling safety in our kids' schools or covering breaking news, from Aurora to Lakewood and everywhere in between, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 9 News Mornings. Weekday mornings live starting at 4:30 anywhere you watch.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Select Health, how can we help?
Hi, my CEO needs a POV on the ROI of HDHPs by EOD.
Okay, so you're a small business. Let's start there.
How'd you know that?
Let's just say it's not my first RODEO. Get it? Rodeo.
Oh, right. Letters.
Let's get started.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health. Insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Today was, in the literal sense, one of the more interesting days in the history of the Colorado Rockies, who have been the most insular franchise in all, maybe in all of sports, the single most insular, where they've never, ever hired from outside. But now they're doing it for the first time, but they went way outside. So...
You've been banging the table, Zach.
I know.
We're going to go outside the box.
Yes.
They said, all right, buddy, we're going to go way outside the box. Now, how do you like them apples?
Yes. And so it's one of these things where it's like, I'm so curious. And in 1 hour from now, we're going to be joined by Aaron Goldhammer. I promise you, you're not going to want to miss that conversation. Aaron Goldhammer is from Colorado. He has made a brilliant career for himself in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He also does national ESPN radio on the weekends. He is wildly entertaining. He is saturated in Cleveland sports. That is to say, he's been saturated with Paul DePodesta's career with the Browns. And he sent me a text message and said, it deserves its own 30 for 30, Paul DePodesta's time in Cleveland.
The drama.
And in less than an hour, we're going to find out why he said that. We heard from Paul DePodesta for the first time today. We're going to play that audio for you here in just about, call it 22 seconds. You want to go to Phoenix this February for the biggest party in golf? It's the Fan Flyaway presented by 303 Law 4040. Edward Nance. You have 10 minutes to call us back at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the grand prize. 2 tickets to Saturday's round at TPC Scottsdale, round-trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Phoenix, 2 nights hotel stay, and a $500 Visa gift card. Edward Nance. Call us back at 303-713-1043. If you haven't already registered, you can still sign up at thefanflyaway.com and make sure to listen weekdays every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. to hear if your name is called. Okay, the introductory press conference for Paul DePodesta, also Walker Monfort speaking for the first time in this formal setting and his new role. Dick Monfort also speaking at this, talking about his role. But let's get to DePodesta first. We already heard from Walker and Dick. Here's Paul DePodesta, new president of baseball for the Rockies, talking about this challenge and the intrigue of it.
I always looked for is the challenge. 30 different Major League Baseball teams, they all have their own challenges, and they're all interesting challenges. But let's be honest, there's no challenge as compelling as this one. This is a unique environment, and there's a reason it's interesting to so many people, not just in baseball, but even in sports. So to take that on, that was really exciting for me.
One of the most intriguing challenges in all of sports. And he said it's, intriguing to so many people within baseball. And I thought that for a few years, and I just don't know if I still believe that.
Why is that?
Because for the first time ever, this organization went to look for candidates outside of the organization, people who are truly in the sport.
Yeah.
And you had multiple people, for whatever reason, say, no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you with that. Like, that's the red flag. When you have multiple candidates that decide to opt out or fall out of the race, it's like, why? Why is that? What's going on? And unique, yeah, that's a great word for this situation. It is unique because, one, this is a baseball state. People love their baseball, but for 2, the Rockies have been bad for a very long time, and nothing has changed. Now you're going and you're thinking outside the box, bringing somebody in, a unique guy, and hopefully things can get turned around. It's not going to be a one year thing where it just turns around after 1 year. This is going to take time to do. I just want to see what it looks like, the layout of all this going on.
Yeah, and Man, I'd love to be a fly on the wall for these first couple weeks, because this is going to make, and this goes without saying, because Dick Monfort has always been the guy in charge, and in some ways he still is. But if you put eyes on this press conference, Dick Monfort was incredibly uncomfortable. He just was.
Boy, yes, he was. It was kind of uncomfortable watching it.
Sure. Yeah, he would have these moments where he was answering the question on what his role is moving forward, and the blinks. He was blinking for 5 seconds at a time, like closing his eyes as he's answering this question. I mean, it bordered on the bizarre, but I think the uncomfortableness that Dick Monfort wore on his face is really healthy for the franchise and hopefully really positive for the fans here over the next 4, 5, 6 years.
Nobody wants change, especially when you're the guy that everybody's pointing the finger at. Like, and you're like, dang, I'm the reason. Like, everybody feels like I'm the reason why. Well,
Right.
you are. You're the head man in charge. So it's one of these things where it's like, dude, like, buckle up, because it's going to be a long ride for you, and you're not going to like a lot of stuff that's going to probably go down, but you need to stay out of the way so we can kind of get this thing back on track.
All right, we'll hear more from Paul DePodesta a little bit later in today's show, but in the meantime, I'll ask James Palmer a question I thought I'd never be asking ahead of a massive matchup for the Broncos. We'll do that next.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is on a mission to feed families this holiday season, and we need your help. As part of our Fill the Truck campaign, we'll be collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items to benefit the Food Bank of the Rockies November 19th, 20th, and 21st. So stop by the Walmart Supercenter in Highlands Ranch near C470 in Quebec from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and help us fill the truck for those in need. Head to denversports.com/truck for more info. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text STUDENT to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text STUDENT to 323232 right now. Text STUDENT to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's STUDENT to 323232. Text STUDENT to 323232 now.
Hey, Stokely here, and let me tell you, fall golf is the best golf Colorado has to offer, and it's not too late to get fully dialed in for the last few months of the season. At Embers Golf in Westminster, they're not just selling golf clubs, they're crafting a journey for golf lovers like you. It's a boutique-style shop, family-owned, with 2 hitting bays, all the major brands, and fully upgraded custom shafts. Come in for a full bag fitting. Trust me, there's nothing else like it around. Embers Golf, where your golf journey begins.
Black Friday is going on now at every AutoNation store. Hurry in and save for a limited time. Buy with 0 down, plus make no payments till next year. Shop new and used cars, trucks, SUVs, even top luxury models. Drive with 0 down, plus no payments till next year. Save your cash for the holidays. Go to your nearest AutoNation store now. Limited term financing on approved credit. 90-day deferred payment. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details.
These days, losing weight is such a roller coaster. You try the new medications, and when you stop taking them, you gain it all back.
Today is a new day.
Today is a new day.
Today is a new day.
Let Soda Weight Loss teach you the healthy, natural way to let go of the weight for good.
Do you know how good it feels to let go of 51 pounds of belly fat? And I did it without drugs, shots, or hunger. Because Soda Weight Loss works. Just look at all the Google reviews and all the thousands of before and after pictures.
For a limited time, 2 people can start with Soda Weight Loss for the price of 1.
What does that mean? It's more fun?
Double the motivation, double simple, the results half the cost.
The best decision I've made in a long time was just to call Soda Weight Loss.
Take advantage of Soda Weight Loss 2-for-1 partner program. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
With the new IHOP value menu, all your breakfast faves are just $6 every day. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You are listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Friday night on 104.3 HD3. DU hockey skates with Colorado College with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on 104.3 HD3. Air Force football faces UConn with pregame starting at 9:30. On 104.3 HD3. DU basketball faces UTSA starting at 11:30. And on The Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams. CSU football faces New Mexico, presented by Rox Heating and Air with pregame starting at noon.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip.
Made the drive, then sit in that chair and miss going on with you guys. I was there for 3 hours.
Were you really? Did you actually have a cavity or a couple of cavities?
What I found out is if you have fillings when you were, I don't know, 14, 15 years old, and now you're in your early 40s, they're not very good for you. They're kind of leaky.
Really?
So they got to replace those bad boys.
Oh, God.
So if you
I have a
still
bunch of
them,
fillings.
Just get rid of those old ones. Those old ones are no good. So I was replacing like ones where teenager James was out there eating red Swedish fish all the time.
Right. Well, those used to slap and still do, the red Swedish fish. James, man, so I asked, this is kind of interesting. So I asked Phil earlier in the week, I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to ask this question, but I'm going to, because I could never have foreseen asking the question in August. I said, who would you rather have if you could guarantee someone's health on the field on Sunday? The defensive player of the stinking year on a $100 million contract, or the guy that plays running back that anyone in the league could have had in July and is making couch cushion money in terms of PS2's contract, about $2.5 million. But I think it's a testament to how J.K. Dobbins has kicked down the door of the season. I'll ask you the same. And by the way, I do a hit in Kansas City this morning, and their first question was, who would you rather have this weekend, PS2 or J.K. Dobbins? Whoa. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'll tee you up with the same question that I teed up Phil with earlier in the week and that I got teed up with this morning in Kansas City. Who would you rather have?
It's J.K. Dobbins, honestly, considering the matchup. And considering the way these two teams are built, and hear me out on this, J.K. Dobbins is 5th in the NFL in yards and carries, right? He brings juice to this offense. He's 4th, I think, tied for 4th in runs over 10 yards. He brings a little bit of juice to this offense. The point is the Chiefs lead the NFL in time per possession, plays per possession, and they are going to keep a very talented Broncos defense on the field unless the Broncos offense can stay on the field and keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. That is very difficult to do without J.K. Dobbins. So to me, the way the game plays out, Dobbins' health, and we haven't seen a whole lot of consistency from Harvey in terms of churning out yards. We know there's some touchdowns there, but consistently running the football the way that Dobbins has, to me, also with the way that this defensive line plays and the way they create pressure, and we can get to that, that hides some of your deficiencies on the back end where PS2 is. Obviously, you want him on the field, but to me, Dobbins helps Mahomes stay off the field, and that might be the biggest part of this game.
Well, knowing that J.K. Dobbins is probably not going to be available, which we all know is pretty much a wrap, you still have Bo Nix. You still have Cortland Sutton. So in order for the Denver Broncos to win this game, James, what are they going to have to do? What is Bo Nix going to have to do?
Yeah, he's going to have to play better than he's played of late, Phil, honestly, for the course of an entire game. You can't wait till the fourth quarter to really start playing better football when you're playing Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and the Chiefs. It's just not feasible. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs the football a little bit more, if there's some more design carries to get him out there to consider to run the ball. I do know, talking to people in Kansas City, that is a major emphasis this week in practice from Steve Spagnuolo to his group is this is an athlete. We've faced him a couple times, guys. Like, we know he can move. That gives him a little bit of a headache, to my understanding, as they're preparing for Bo. I would utilize that. I would help your run game in getting out there and using the athleticism of Bo Nix. I also think you have to find ways. They have smart linebackers, Phil. They have good linebackers, but they have slow linebackers. And I think part of that in attacking the middle of the field and putting them in coverage is a big part of it. And so I do think the game plan is there because they don't rush the passer very well. I think you can find ways to manipulate them defensively. And I think Bo carrying the football actually is something Kansas City's worried about, I'm told, and something that I think Denver should lean into.
Yeah, I love that you said that. Or it was earlier in the week I told Phil, I said, without Dobbins and some of the stuff that you just said about Harvey, I'm like, it may be just an extra tool in the tool belt to try to bridge that gap that you're missing. It's not going to make up for the Dobbins absence, but maybe help bridge the gap.
The Chiefs have done it, Zach, with Mahomes. This season, the Chiefs have done that with Mahomes to help their running game.
Is there advantage? Is there an advantage to the Broncos when we have seen the Chiefs struggle in years past? You could go back to this past Super Bowl against Philly. You could go back to the Super Bowl against Tampa when defenses overwhelm the tackles for Kansas City, or maybe even in this case, the interior offensive line with the likes of Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, and others. Is that one advantage that you point to for Denver that maybe you could try to recreate to a degree some of that element that we've seen exposed in the past?
Yeah, I had Zach Allen on my show today on The Athletic, and we talked about this. And a big part of it was Zach saying it's not just pressuring Patrick Mahomes. It's Pat has such a good understanding of space to create his own space to avoid that pressure that we need to be more or less very disciplined and relentless in how we approach him. I'm curious if that slows down the edge rushers a little bit because of the containment you want to have against Patrick Mahomes. But I look at, Josh Dillon, like he might play at this left tackle spot. He's practiced in full this week, but he has been gone for a period of time. He's a great athlete, the rookie at left tackle, but Nick Bonito has as good of a first step as anybody on the planet Earth. And so I think that interior that you mentioned, Zach, is really, to me, what stands out. I think they're going to get theirs on the edge. I think Bonito and Cooper are good enough, and I believe they're good enough to go out there on the edge and create pressure. But Creed Humphrey is outstanding as a center. Trey Smith is really, really good as a guard. Can the interior create pressure that makes the entire pocket uncomfortable? And to me, it's the pressure rate. That's everything. They have a higher pressure rate than anybody in the history of the next-gen stat era. That's the Broncos defensive front. It's outstanding. It's 43%. Patrick Mahomes, when he's pressured, has been really bad this year. I mean, it's one of the lowest pass ratings in the league. When he's pressured more than 25% of his dropbacks, he completes 55% of his balls, Zach. But the problem is you just can't pressure him because of his understanding of space, because he sees things 3 steps ahead. So I'm curious what the pass rush is going to be. I look at guys like Hufanga or Dre Greenlaw in the middle of that defense to help you out in terms of figuring out what Patrick is trying to do with his legs.
And James, you're talking about the pass rush, and no doubt they're elite. They're going to try to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and they will get pressure at times on Patrick Mahomes. How concerned are you, though, with the secondary, with Riley Moss, Jahdae Barron, Chris Abrams-Drain going up against Rice, going up against Hollywood Brown, going up against Worthy? Like, these are real receivers that have speed.
Are they, though? Like, I'm not knocking the group. I mean, I think they're good. I don't think this is an elite receiver group. I think Rashee Rice is good. I think all of these players are better because they play with Patrick Mahomes. I think the shorter time you have to cover, Phil, obviously, is the biggest part in the secondary. What I think is really the focal point is you don't know who's getting the ball. Like, they have more players with over 200 scrimmage yards than anybody else in football, so you don't know where it's going. I think that's the toughest part when you're guarding the Chiefs is we're not focusing on this guy. It's not Travis Kelce anymore. It's not that's the focal point of the offense. It's all the names that you listed. When I'm not taking a shot at the group, you listed a lot of names because they all can make plays. Are they all elite receivers? I'm not sure if that's the case, but you don't know where the ball's going. And that's the hardest part on your secondary in staying disciplined with your eyes because the ball can go so many different places.
How do you think this thing goes on Sunday?
Yeah, I feel like Kansas City is vulnerable. I do. And, earlier in the season, people knocked me for saying when I talked to people in the building, Zach, they were like, we're not concerned, which I don't think anybody in Kansas City ever is concerned. But we have a different feeling than we've had in seasons past about the way we are. And they wanted to make a move at running back. Breece Hall was too expensive, but they wanted to make a move there. They haven't been able to effectively run the ball. And at the same time, they wanted to get thicker on the defensive line and just couldn't. Chris Jones, guys, has not been the same player because he's playing so many snaps.
Yeah.
And that's been impacting him up front a little bit. But I would say this. It's Andy Reid coming off a bye. And it's Patrick Mahomes coming off of a game where he completed 44% of his passes.
Yeah.
If there's anybody that's more motivated right now on the planet, I'd like to see who they are opposed to Patrick Mahomes.
Great stuff, as always. Love catching up with you, especially on a week like this, and look forward to doing this again next week.
I'm talking fine, guys. I'm back. Here I come. Smiles there.
Love it. Love it.
Get your fillings replaced, everybody.
All right, there's our guy, James Palmer. Great stuff, man. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for Sunday's game. We'll preview it in full dedicated fashion throughout tomorrow's show, and we'll continue to hit on it throughout the day and staying organized today. Just trying to stay organized. There's so much stuff going on right now
There's a lot.
in Denver sports, but around this time on a Thursday, we play trivia, and we're a couple men down. But we'll try to fight. Anyway, coming up next.
The Fan Flyaway is back. Presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel, tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. First, head to thefanflyaway.com to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Fall is here. The leaves are piling up. The air is getting crisp. Football's back on TV and chili's been simmering in the crock pot for hours. At Postman Law, the season may change, but one thing stays the same. We fight for hardworking folks when they've been injured. We've recovered billions for our clients, and it costs nothing to find out if you have a case. You don't pay a dime unless we win for you. If you've been hurt in an accident, call Postman Law at 844-POSTMAN today. That's 844-POSTMAN. This is attorney advertising.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
It's holiday season again, which is great, but also a time of great stress. Planning and paying for friends, family, bills, gifts, etc. can make what should be the best time of the year into the most stressful. At U.S. Mortgages, we want to help reduce stress and debts. Lock in our below-market 4.75 5-year fixed, 5.81 APO.
Wait, you have a 4.75% fixed rate for 5 years?
Yes, and it comes with our lowest rate for life program. If the market improves after you close, even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. And there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. Lower your bills and stress, save money, and no payments until January of 26. Plus, access up to $15,000 in cash benefits just in time for the holidays. Call us now at 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Red Rock Roofing. Red Rock Roofing stands for greatness, which is why their free inspection videos offer you valuable knowledge and peace of mind about your Red Rock roof. Red Rock roofers use only the finest roofing materials on the market, installing roofs that'll stand up to all Colorado weather, and they'll even upgrade you to impact-resistant shingles at no cost. Call 720-735-ROOF. Visit redrockroofing.com. Red Rock Roofing, standing for greatness.
Jim, it's late in the half here at Empower Field, and things are coming down to the wire at the concession stand.
Nachos are a solid choice, but Grant needs to finish strong here.
He scans his wallet and pulls out his Broncos checking debit card for 10% off.
Wow, savvy move. And with no surprise fees, he won't regret this order.
I don't know, Jim. That's a lot of cheese. Bank like a Bronco with Broncos checking from Int Credit Union. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Colorado's favorite appliance store is celebrating huge savings during our Black Friday sale going on now.
Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance.
Craft your dream kitchen and save up to $4,400 on select KitchenAid appliance packages. Enjoy a special financing and our price match guarantee with exclusive offers you won't find at big box stores. Visit us today and experience the difference. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you. What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And last year, I went a little rogue and dropped a discount code from our friends at Hermes Worldwide. And you guys used it so much they almost got mad at me. Well, I'm feeling a little spicy again this season, so I'm bringing it back, baby. You can get 30% off your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for your entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And contact Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Go Broncos!
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, trivia time. And we are going to, this probably will take 2 segments because we're starting a little bit late here. But a curveball, which is actually an apropos phrase for a friend of the show, we'll call him. So here's the deal. We play trivia every week against our morning show, but our morning show plays with 5 people. So there's an extra brain. It's really, I'd say 4.5 considering Stokely. So we go up against those guys, but they're basically on a power play every single week.
All the time, yeah.
But today, Drew, our guy, Drew Spivak, our producer of the show, had to be at the dentist or the doctor's office with his young son. So we wish him the best. But now we're like down to 3 of us. So it's like, wait, we can't be like 2-man down. So we're like, let's get Richie. Well, Richie's at a cozy event, our sister station here in our cluster.
Wearing an elf costume.
Yeah, he's in a full elf costume. So we're like, what are we going to do? So we reached out to Anilo. We're like, hey, can you play trivia with us? He blew us off. He hasn't gotten back to Dante.
All red.
I think he has Dante's text silenced. So we're like, what are we going to do? And Dante's like, we could reach out to my brother. Like, screw it.
Let's do it.
Reach out to Dante's brother, Rio Gomez. And this is a full circle moment, quite honestly, because, and we don't bring this up a lot, but Rio and Dante's dad is Pedro Gomez, the #1 baseball guy at ESPN for a very, very long time, who used to join us here on The Fan weekly. So Rio joining us right now is the last member of the Gomez clan to come on The Fan. So it's pretty cool. I'll tell you a little bit about Rio. Rio has been a professional baseball player in Taiwan. He played his college baseball at Arizona. He was in the Red Sox organization for a bit in the minors. So he is with us. He's going to help us play trivia today. Rio, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
All right, thanks for helping us out a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Dante Gomez, hit the music.
Question number 1. The Denver Broncos are tied for the NFL lead for most penalties committed. Which offensive player has been flagged the most?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Which offensive player has been flagged the most? Let's go through it. Rio, you're probably not going to be a big help on this one, I wouldn't think.
No, my guess would be an offensive lineman, but I couldn't tell you a single one of their names.
No, you might be spot on.
Yeah, so it's not going to be one of the running backs. It's not going to be Bo Nix.
Yeah, because Bo Nix only gets a penalty with delay of games, right? Like if it's a delay of game, they put it on.
Do they put it on him?
Usually they do.
Okay.
What about the
Pat Bryant's got some. Cortland Sutton's got some.
Wattenberg.
Remember
that one? Where
yes.
The Cincy game.
Yes. I think it might be Luke Wattenberg.
You think so?
I think that's a good guess.
You like that over like McGlinchey?
McGlinchey, huh?
Holds, false starts.
Yeah, that's a good candidate. I think it's one of those two.
I do too.
What about like a guy that gets PI, like as a receiver?
I don't think either Sutton. I know Pat Bryant's had a few penalties as a rookie.
I just know that Luke Wattenberg was leading offense at one point.
He was at one point.
Maybe McGlinchey has taken over that throne because of the flinches that he has had the last couple weeks.
Maybe so.
I like Wattenberg.
Yeah, let's go with Luke Wattenberg. I like that one. Luke Wattenberg, final answer, send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answer, Luke Wattenberg.
Let's go! Knuckles.
Nice.
Let's go. All right, Dante, go ahead and fire away.
Question number 2. Paul Skeens just won the NL Cy Young Award with 10 wins. That ties him for the fewest wins in a season by a Cy Young winning starting pitcher, excluding the 2020 COVID season. Who is that other pitcher?
Okay. My guess would be Zach Greinke when he won it with the Royals.
Zach Greinke when he won it with the Royals. Okay, so we have that.
Yeah, I'm thinking a guy that just was like lights out ERA-wise, but his team wasn't very good.
Right.
What about, and this is a deeper cut here, could they be going local here? Did Ubaldo Jimenez win the Cy Young the year that he was going crazy? He had a blistering first half of the season and then fell off. I don't know.
But I think he had like 13 wins by like the All-Star game.
Was it?
Yeah, I think he was way up there in wins.
I think he started the All-Star game, I want to say.
I think that's right. I don't think he ended up winning the Cy Young because of second half. Like, I think he finished like a top 3, but I don't think he won it.
Okay. Want to go Greinke?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's think it out a little bit longer.
He doesn't trust Big Brother.
No, it's not that. I'm just trying to think
Yeah,
of
of
like
course my brother
terrible
doesn't
teams.
trust me.
Like what about like, did Shohei win it with the Angels?
No, he never won a Cy Young. Just MVPs.
I'm just thinking of bad, like the Nationals. Like, did the Nationals
what's his face?
Either Scherzer or the other guy, Strasburg.
Yeah, Strasburg.
Yeah, but they were good back then.
Yeah. They were in the playoffs.
Good teams.
What are like the Miami Marlins? Like, did Josh Johnson win it or someone like that?
Andy Alcantara won it a couple years ago, but I don't know what his record was.
Oh, let's go with Zach Greinke.
You like Greinke over?
Let's go with
Rio,
Greinke.
what do you think between Alcantara and Greinke?
I feel good about Greinke. I remember when he won it, he had a terrible record, but an awesome ERA.
All right, let's do that.
All right, let's go Zach Greinke. Final answer, send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answer, Jacob deGrom.
Oh, with the lack of run production with the Mets.
Wow.
Oh, remember they used to do the stats? If the Mets had just averaged like 2 runs a game in his starts, they would have won it? Oh, no! Oh, no! Shoot. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back and finish trivia coming up next.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is on a mission to feed families this holiday season, and we need your help. As part of our Fill the Truck campaign, we'll be collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items to benefit the Food Bank of the Rockies November 19th, 20th, and 21st. So stop by the Walmart Supercenter in Highlands Ranch near C470 in Quebec from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and help us fill the truck for those in need. Head to denversports.com/truck for more info. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here. I want to make sure you know about Step Denver, a residential peer recovery program right here in the Ballpark neighborhood. Step Denver helps men recover, learn how to stay sober, and put the pieces of their lives back together. There is no cost. They don't bill insurance or Medicaid, so men can get into the program the same day. I'm talking to the men out there, or maybe a friend or family member who is struggling with addiction. Step residents work full-time jobs and put the tools they're learning into play daily, building a solid foundation and savings before leaving the program. I've met men who've been through Step Denver, and I can tell you it works. Step Denver's program of sobriety, work, accountability, and community is a proven formula that leads to long-term outcomes that double the national average. Their staff have walked the same hard road to recovery. They've been there. They know what it's like, and they know what it takes. Are you ready for help? Visit stepdenver.org for more info. You want to help? Step takes no government funding and relies on private donations. You can be part of the solution at stepdenver.org. The door to a better life is open.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids are going to grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices are going to be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings attached. So even though your kids will grow up and you still won't understand what 6-7 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Black Friday is going on now at every AutoNation store. Hurry in and save for a limited time. Buy with zero down. Plus, make no payments till next year. Shop new and used cars, trucks, SUVs, even top luxury models. Drive with zero down. Plus, no payments till next year. Save your cash for the holidays. Go to your nearest AutoNation store now. Limited term financing on approved credit. 90-day deferred payment. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The Fed just dropped rates again, and that's really great news for American homeowners. If you're feeling overwhelmed, thinking about the upcoming holidays, there is no better time than now to get your finances in order. With rates dropping, now is the time to pay off that debt. American Financing is helping homeowners access the equity in their home for instant savings. They're saving people just like you an average of $800 a month, and many are seeing rates in the low fives. That's a game changer compared to those sky-high credit cards. And if you start today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. It costs absolutely nothing to find out how much you can save. The holidays are going to be here before you know it, so don't wait. Call their salary-based mortgage consultants today. American Financing can be reached at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196 for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Are you ready to rock? Paramount Theater presents Hairball, the bombastic celebration of arena rock on January 16th at Paramount Theater. Tickets are on sale now at ParamountDenver.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Things are just better with a partner or a friend. And when it comes to losing weight, Soda Weight Loss makes it easier than ever to let go of the weight for good.
I'd been wanting to lose weight, and I tried on my own. I'd been seeing things for soda, and so we talked to the nutritionist and loved every bit of it. You know, I couldn't be happier, honestly, with the result.
Join with a partner and only pay for one. Imagine achieving all your weight loss goals together with your partner, and you only pay for one.
I've let go 50 pounds, and I don't have the cravings that I used to have.
I would definitely recommend soda. It's because it works. I even recommended it to my daughter, and she's on her journey now.
Just go and look at the almost 9,000 Google reviews about soda weight loss. Lose the weight without injections, without medications, without hunger. Get started now at sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auctions.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Friday night on 104.3 HD3. DU hockey skates with Colorado College with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on 104.3 HD3. Air Force football faces UConn with pregame starting at 9:30 on 104.3 HD3. DU basketball faces UTSA starting at 11:30 and on the Fan, home of the Colorado State Rams. CSU football faces New Mexico, presented by Rock's Heating and Air with pregame starting at noon.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, we'll finish up trivia. And just to bring you guys here behind the curtain, we're going to finish this up right now. And then in the next segment, Aaron Goldhammer from ESPN Cleveland, Colorado native, has been covering Paul DePodesta for a decade with the, DePodesta with the Cleveland Browns, and says the run with him in Cleveland, who is now the president of the Rockies and was just introduced today, it was a 30 for 30. Watching this guy do his job over the last decade, and we are going to learn why he would say that. You are not going to want to miss that, and then we'll get into Broncos Kansas City preview, and ultimately go behind the lines with a guest from Kansas City as well, who is fantastic at his job. You're not going to want to miss that. But we're finishing up trivia. We're down a couple members of our team here. So Dante Gomez's brother, Rio, who is a professional baseball player in Taiwan for the last few years, played his baseball at Arizona, spent some time with the Red Sox in the minors. He's with us, helping us play. And Dante, you said real quick before we get back into it, there was something pretty unique on the text line, on the RamosLaw.com text line?
Yeah, a couple cool texts here on the text line. I was just looking over in the break here. Not like Mike Evans during the segment. I waited till the break.
Thank you.
But yeah, Matt and Aurora, who I think is a regular text guy on the text line here, he has a selfie with my dad, or me and Rio's dad, at the 2016 College World Series that my brother participated in.
Wow.
Runners up. So super, just weird connection there, small world. And then another guy didn't put his name on it, but 6996. He said he cooked breakfast for one time for me, Rio, and our dad at the Durango Diner in Durango.
Wow. That is so cool, man. That is so cool. And obviously that made an impression on him that he remembered that, all those years ago. Really, 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 really cool. Okay, DG, hit the music.
Question number 3. A college basketball, who am I? I am one of the top 20 Division I scorers of all time. I'm an NCAA champion, and I'm the all-time leading scorer of my conference. I played for 3 different NBA teams over a 7-year career, averaging 6 points per game. Who am I?
Whoa.
Dang,
All right,
6
so
points per
go ahead
game.
and fire it again so we can totally understand it.
A college basketball, who am I? I am one of the top 20 Division I scorers of all time. I'm an NCAA champion, and I'm the all-time leading scorer of my conference. I played for 3 different NBA teams over a 7-year career, averaging 6 points per game. Who am I?
Wow, I like this question. It's tough. It's tough, but I like it. It's crystal clear. So a top 20 scorer, all-time history of college basketball, Division I. You won an NCAA championship. He's an all-time leading scorer for the conference. He played for 3 NBA teams over 7 years and averaged 6 points a game. Someone that comes to mind, just to workshop it, Christian Laettner, incredible scorer at Duke. I feel comfortable he's a top 20 scorer of all time. Won an NCAA championship. May, in fact, be the all-time leading scorer in the ACC. Played in the NBA for around 7 years. 6 points a game feels about right. That's just a name to throw out there from Duke.
Yeah, Adam Morrison didn't win a title, right?
He did not. J.J. Redick was in the league for too long and played for more teams.
And too good. Maybe even going along with Duke, like a Tyler Hansbrough.
Ooh, Tyler
That is a good
Hansbrough.
one.
I like that one. Top 20, yes. NCAA champion, yes.
He was North Carolina.
Yep. All-time leading score. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I think we got to think about guys that were there 4 years, too.
Yeah, and Hansbrough would check that box, I believe.
What
3
about the other
NBA
guy from
teams,
Duke?
7 years.
That married Candace Parker.
Sheldon Williams?
Yeah, was he?
He wouldn't be the all-time leading scorer of the ACC.
Okay.
He checks some of the other boxes, but not that one. I like Hansbrough.
We're like one of like the bigs that ended up being terrible in the NBA.
The big boy from Georgetown, he didn't, right? They didn't never. The center.
Yeah.
I know. I can't remember his name.
Hibbert.
Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert.
Yes.
Yeah. No, he wasn't prolific enough as a scorer to be the all-time leading scorer in the history of the Big East.
Yeah.
I kind of like Hansbrough.
I kind of like Hansbrough too. Let's not overthink it.
Let's go with it.
Let's go with it. Tyler Hansbrough, final answer. Send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answer: North Carolina's Tyler Hansbrough.
Yes, Rio! Yes, Rio! Oh my gosh, Rio! Does your name is Rio for river in Spanish?
It is.
Man, the knowledge is flowing like a river too. I absolutely love it. All right, final question. Go ahead, DG.
Good job, big brother.
Let's go.
And for your curveball question, the longest continuous sporting event in the U.S. is the Kentucky Derby, dating back to 1875. What is number 2? Is it the World Series, the U.S. Tennis Open, the Westminster Club Dog Show, or the Stanley Cup Finals?
Ooh.
Wow.
I would think like maybe tennis or the dog show, to be honest with you. Dog show is something that has been around for a long time.
Yeah. I don't
I
think
we
it's...
can rule out hockey easy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's the Stanley Cup. I was just about to say that. I don't think it's the Stanley Cup. We have been burned by Xing someone out immediately, and that's been the answer, but I don't think it's the Stanley Cup. The Westminster Dog Show. Man, we do love our dogs in this country.
I know. You see people taking them to the store all the time, brushing their teeth.
When was the first World Series? Like 1890?
Oh, I don't even know if it was that long.
No, yeah, I don't
More
think
recent?
so. I'd say like 1902 or something like that.
I want to say something around there, like, yeah, that first decade of the 1900s.
Tennis has been along for a
Yes,
really long
tennis
time,
has.
especially with the affluent. Like, that goes way back.
Right.
I'd say it's between the U.S. Open tennis and the Westminster Dog Show.
I'm good with that.
I agree.
All right. Phil, let's just vote, and we'll go with the majority. What's your vote?
I'm going to go dog show.
Dog Show?
I'm going to go tennis.
Tennis? What do you think, Rio?
I'm kind of leaning dog.
Kind of leaning dog?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like tennis over the dog show? I mean,
they both feel for the affluent. You know what I mean? Like for like the oh man. What have we loved longer in this country? Dogs or tennis? I'm gonna say dogs, I think. I'll say dogs. Let's go dogs. Let's go with the dog show.
Go!
Westminster Dog Show, final answer, send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answer: the Westminster.
Let's go!
Answer: the Westminster Club Dog Show.
3-1. Down a man. Calling in reinforcements. The cavalry came in.
They weren't with us shooting in the gym?
Oh my gosh. 3-1. Uppercase W. All right, Rio, we appreciate you so much.
Appreciate it, man.
You are welcome here anytime, man.
Thank you, guys. This was fun.
All right, great stuff. All right, so today, Paul DePodesta introduced as the new president of Rockies baseball. One of the more interesting days in the history of this organization. We asked them to go outside the organization for the first time ever. They went outside the sport. So we go to Cleveland, to Aaron Goldhammer, who had covered him for the last decade and said, man, his time here was a 30 for 30. I want to find out why, coming up next.
The Fan Flyaway is back. Presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel, tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. First, head to thefanflyaway.com to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Right now, they have a generous deal on windows. Receive $1,000 off every 10 windows you purchase. On top of that, they want to be a part of your Thanksgiving celebration. They will provide you with a $100 gift card to your local grocery store to contribute to your Thanksgiving festivities. Call 5280 Exteriors today to take advantage of this special November promotion. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Hey, Stoke here. At Colorado Joint Replacement, your hip or knee replacement surgery is their first priority. They completed over 27,000 joint replacements since 2005, and their expert surgeons are committed to helping you get back to the life you love. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
O'Reilly. Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Wheat Ridge on Kipling Street behind Natural Grocers now through November 25th for the grand opening sale. Save $1 on select Armor All interior wipes and receive 2 times O Rewards points. Plus, get 2 times points on Valvoline FlexFill Gear Oil. 2 times points means you can reach your next $5 reward twice as fast. Right now at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sloane Street is a luxury designer jewelry brand founded by mother and daughter duo Francis and Charlotte Gadbois.
Influenced by their European heritage and English roots, the Sloane Street collection embodies the timeless elegance of the modern woman. I'm Michelle Williams.
And I'm Bruce Williams, inviting you to come meet Francis and Charlotte at their exclusive Sloane Street Holiday Trunk Show Friday and Saturday, November 14th and 15th at Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North.
From dazzling rare colored gemstone rings to vintage rose-cut diamond bands to stackable bands for every mood, Sloane Street's collection of rings, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings are both timeless and right now.
Williams Jewelers is proud to partner with these 2 remarkable women to give back to children impacted by pediatric cancer, supporting cancer research with the Morgan Adams Foundation.
The Sloane Street Trunk Show, Friday and Saturday, December 14th and 15th, exclusively at Williams Jewelers.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Where Colorado shines.
Some things in life should never be trial and error, like do-it-yourself dentistry or messing with your home's electrical wiring. That's where Piper Electric comes in. They've been powering homes with expert electrical service since 1983. From simple fixes to commercial and industrial work. Need an EV charger? They'll plug you in without the sparks. Right now, get $50 off your next service. Call 303-422-9219 before you DIY yourself back into the dark ages. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. With just a friendly tip here, I like to remind people that they never want to be gambling that the person that hits them has good insurance. So I want you to take a look at your insurance policies. Check and make sure that you have two things. One's called MedPay coverage. You want to make sure you have that. And then also UM/UIM coverage. This will protect you in case you get into an accident and the person that hits you doesn't have good insurance. If you have any questions, just give me a call. 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Be careful if you haven't filed taxes in a while. The IRS is going after non-filers like never before. Whether you have income taxes or payroll taxes that have not been filed, Advanced Tax Solutions can help you get back in the system and avoid trouble with the IRS before they show up or send you a scary letter. Call the people I trust, Advanced Tax Solutions. They'll help you get back into the system and off the IRS's radar. 303-753-6040 or visit AdvancedTaxSolutions.com.
It's the biggest savings of the year. AutoNation's annual sell down. Every vehicle is must-go priced. The AutoNation's annual sell down going on now. Shop and save now at AutoNation.com.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we have a really special treat here that's going to also come with a public apology. I'll tell you why here in 20 seconds. You want to go to Phoenix this February for the biggest party in golf? It's the Fan Flyaway, presented by 303 Law 4040. Jared Gonzalez. You have 10 minutes to call us back at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the grand prize. 2 tickets to Saturday's round at TPC Scottsdale. Round trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Phoenix. 2 nights hotel stay and a $500 Visa gift card. Jared Gonzalez. Call us back at 303-713-1043. If you haven't already entered, you can sign up at thefanflyway.com and make sure to listen weekdays every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. to hear if your name is called. All right, so Aaron Goldhammer is an absolute animal. He's one of my favorite guys in this business, and I'm not pumping his tires because he's on the phone with us. He's one half of The Really Big Show on ESPN Cleveland, as well as Hammer and Emmett on ESPN Radio. When you guys are driving around, you can hear him on the weekends, but he's from Colorado, all right? And, guys, this just goes to show you how long I've been living in Colorado and may have, lost my New York card. I booked Goldhammer for what I thought was this time. It was actually 2 hours ago. I did the time zone flip in reverse, okay? I'm from the East Coast, and I'm screwing it up because I've been here so long. And so he texts me.
It happens.
Around 2:45, he texts me. He's like, hey, I have this in my schedule. Are we still doing this? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Just a couple more hours. And I go back and look. I'm like, you are such a clown. So he has accommodated us. So I'm sorry. Thank you for still doing this, Aaron Goldhammer.
I think we all learned how clocks work in first grade, except for Zach, who is still trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure it out.
There you go.
God almighty. All right, so Goldhammer, Paul DePodesta was introduced today to for the first.
Here we go.
So I'll bring you behind the curtain here, and I already have. So I'll just be transparent here. When I was texting with Goldhammer about 6 days ago about this story, he said it's its own 30 for 30, his time in Cleveland. I'm curious, what was your initial impression? Because people today are getting the initial impression in Colorado. What was your initial impression going back nearly a decade ago to Paul DePodesta, and what did it evolve or devolve to?
Well, when we got news that this is who the Browns were going to hire in this new unique position that nobody else in the NFL has, Chief Strategy Officer, it was a real stunner, because who hires a baseball executive to run a football team? What kind of, are the two sports really related? It's a different, they both have balls, I guess. They're both shown on ESPN, I guess. But sometimes the commonalities between the games end there. So it was a steep learning curve for Paul when he came to football. I'm being kind when I say that. He was hired in the winter of 2016, and Zach, he won one game as chief strategy officer combined in the next 2 seasons in Cleveland. So that was the first impression was 1-31, which as bad as the Rockies have been, okay, and they have been historically bad, we all know, they have not been 1-31 bad. Then he also definitely had something to do with this disastrous Deshaun Watson trade that has sunk the Browns and is still continuing to sink them every single Sunday. So I don't know, like, did he know he was going to get fired by the Browns eventually, and that's why he took this job? I know that the Rockies were talking to other Cleveland people, actually, about this job, who were running away from it as fast as possible. So to me, it's interesting that DePodesta would take it. He definitely has more credibility in baseball than he did in football. But there was a certain ding-dong, the witch is dead thing going on when the Rockies hired him away from Cleveland and Browns fans didn't have to think about him dabbling in football operations anymore.
Well, see, we're here, and I'm a little confused because we've been wanting the Rockies to make a move outside of their organization. So we've been praying, like, please just make a move, and now they did with the guy that has been away from baseball for a very long time, but his strength is doing baseball operations. So should we be optimistic moving forward with DePodesta?
My hope is, I mean, as a Rockies fan and somebody who's wanted to watch a baseball team and not just have a place to go for a nice picnic with a bunch of Cubs fans in the summer, which is what goes on at Coors Field, at least the last few times that I've been there. That's been the vibe. It's a beautiful ballpark. It's the product on the field is atrocious.
Right.
And so I think that DePodesta has some real credibility in baseball. What I would hope, though, Phillip, is that he's going to get back to his roots and that he's going to really put the work in and not try to reinvent the wheel and develop new strategies and go outside the box. And I think all of that stuff is really dangerous. I think that he needs to come up with a plan for how to win at altitude. I think it's a real challenge. I think right now, I think it's safe to say, Zach, you might know more than me, but like nobody wanted to work for this current Rockies ownership group.
Yeah, correct.
You had people dropping out of this job left and right. So I think it's a bit of a coup for the Rockies that they got him. My hope is that the Monforts step aside and that he gets back to what made him successful. If you guys have ever seen the movie Moneyball, Jonah Hill's character, that's Paul DePodesta.
Yeah.
So, he was schooled in the ways of the Billy Bean A's. There are some reasons here to be optimistic as long as he stays as far away from the Denver Broncos as humanly possible.
What were some of his greatest hits in Cleveland where you guys were just, gouging your own eyes out?
Well, he right when he took the job, he declared Carson Wentz was not a top 20 quarterback in the NFL. And if you remember, the Eagles took Wentz with a Browns draft pick, and he proceeded to light up the league his first 2 years.
Yep.
Then he got hurt, and his career careened off the tracks. So DePodesta defenders will say he was right about Carson Wentz. He also would go toe-to-toe with the football people in the Browns building all the time. There were some legendary throwdowns between the scouts and Paul DePodesta. Do you know that scene in Moneyball where the scouts are like, no, we have to do things traditionally, and Brad Pitt's character is like, let's think outside the box? Everybody who's a Rockies fan should go back and watch that movie because I think it'll tell you a lot about who DePodesta is and what school he comes from. But, he wanted to hire Kevin Stefanski as head coach. The Browns hired a guy named Freddie Kitchens. It blew up in their faces, and they ended up going and hiring Stefanski eventually. And now the Browns probably are on the verge of firing Kevin Stefanski 6 years later. So, he had a certain way of wanting to approach doing things. They tanked. I mean, it was one of the epic tank jobs in the history of sports, and that's really what is on his Cleveland sports epitaph is, first of all, 1-31, and second of all, the Deshaun Watson trade. It's a heck of a resume.
Man, and you guys are still picking up the pieces from that Deshaun Watson ordeal. While we have you, appreciate the breakdown from Paul DePodesta. Bring us inside what the last 5 months have been like revolving around Shedeur Sanders.
You guys, it has been more drama for a fifth-string quarterback who I don't think is really much closer to playing today than he was when he was the fourth string, back in training camp. This is the most hyped fifth-round pick ever. And I think what's going on in the Browns building right now is that there are football people who are disappointed in his work ethic, who don't think that he's really put in the time and energy that he should, and that's why they're not playing him. But then I think there's the ownership and the fan base that feels like he's just got more talent than Dylan Gabriel does. And so maybe he could do a little better than the quarterback who's actually playing for the Browns. It makes no sense. It's a total mess. I don't understand why they drafted him in the first place. And I think the other thing that I feel with this is, at some point, I don't know whether Deion and Shedeur really want him to play for the Browns, because it might be detrimental for his long-term, not only career, but like behind this offensive line. I'd worry about his long-term health and mental health as a player going through this. So,
but Goldhammer, why? And sorry to interrupt you, but why? Because the report is that they turned away the Eagles and the Ravens to be in a situation like Cleveland, which I just thought was psychotic on its face.
Yes.
Those couldn't be more opposite ends. No disrespect in any way.
No quarterback should want to come to Cleveland, Zach. I mean, geez, that's career suicide to come here. And I think they wanted to get him on the field as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And they saw the Browns as an easy route to getting on the field. And then he got here, and there were three other quarterbacks standing in his way. Two of those guys have since been traded, but they're still, guys, I don't know everything that's going on inside of that building, but it's been leaky enough and smelly enough that, trust me, there will be some really interesting reporting for you guys to talk about when this Shedeur Browns thing finally ends.
Now, do you think, before we let you go, do you think that Shedeur's ever going to get an opportunity this year? Like, we'll play, let's just say 3 games, 2 games. Just give me 2 games.
Up until today, I thought for sure he was going to play. And there are, for a Bronco fan, you think 7 games left. Like, yeah, there's 7 Sundays left. That we get for the Browns, there are 8 games left, and it's like a death march. It's like this is a miserable. So at some point he might get out there. But today was the first day where I was thinking to myself, they might stick Gabriel out there, and then they've got Deshaun coming back from a double Achilles, who I think they're going to want to see play a little bit again at the end of the year. So if they put Watson ahead of Sanders, then I think that means to me that Shedeur Sanders may come here and never see a meaningful down in a regular season game. I think that's definitely on the table. If they're not playing him now, the way that Gabriel has played the last couple of weeks, I mean, I don't know what they're waiting for.
Gosh, Aaron Goldhammer, one half of the Really Big Show on ESPN Cleveland, as well as Hammer and Emmett on ESPN Radio. Hey, real quick, what's your hometown again?
I'm from Denver.
No,
That's my hometown. Like Denver.
Oh, okay,
I'm actually one of these. I'm actually one of these rare people from Denver who's actually from Denver.
Zach, what's your address too?
No, I wasn't sure. I just misremember if it was like a suburb, like outside. So you're from Denver.
I grew up in Hilltop when it wasn't a fancy neighborhood. It throws me off now when my parents say that Avs players are moving next to them. I don't want to spill, to Philip's point, I don't want to spill anybody's address, but
yeah,
there's some former teammates, there's some former Broncos that are around there also now. And I went to Denver East High School. So shout out, Rudy Carey, legendary basket there. Oh, there you go. Now you're talking.
I went to Denver South, baby.
Hey, Goldhammer, does your audience know that you are a Denver sports fan?
Oh, my God, yeah. I mean, my first memories growing up, Zach, are jumping up and down and hugging my dad during the drive and the fumble. We talk about it all the time. In fact, me doing this segment was controversy in Cleveland.
Really?
Yes, because they felt like it was either unfair to DePodesta or that I would be misrepresenting Cleveland if I went on in Denver. And there are some people in Cleveland who think I should go back to Denver. And but guys, I haven't lived in Denver now in 25 years.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
The one thing that I still have is that this Sunday at 4:25, half of my TV is going to be on this stupid Brown Raven game that is a disaster. And the other half is I'm probably going to be watching closer Broncos Chiefs than I am
As you should.
Unbelievable.
That's a good one.
Unbelievable.
I mean, one of them is good and meaningful, and the other is unwatchable.
Yeah.
You know, I want the Browns to do well. I want the Cleveland sports teams to do well. But, you know, there's so many Browns fans in Denver, and they bond over that. So this is the one thing you're never going to take away from me.
Oh, man, I love it. I don't know what it says about me, but I am considering holding my nose and taking 7.5 against Baltimore. The Cleveland defense is elite at home. Is that would you green light that? No? Doesn't sound like it?
I mean, I wouldn't bet on the Browns for anything right now.
All right.
So they lost to the Jets, Zach, who are losing on purpose.
Yeah.
And they gave up 2 kick returns for touchdowns 36 seconds apart.
I watched it. I thought I was watching a replay. I thought it was a replay. It was not a replay. Anyone you want to say hi to real quick before we let you go?
I mean, I want to say hi to everyone back. I want to say hi to, let me think. Who do I want to say hi to? Nikola Jokic.
Wow.
I want to say hi to.
He missed 5 shots last night on his way to 55 points.
Double nickel. Is there part of you, Zach, that wanted him to go all out and play 40 minutes in that game just to see how many points he could have scored?
I would not. You know what? Like, literally, he could do that every night if he wanted to. Because here's the thing. Zubac slows him down as much as anyone in the league. But he still sees right through him. He could, if this guy wanted to average 40 points a game, he would average 40 points. It's just.
Can I give you a controversial hot Denver sports take?
Sure, fire away.
Jokic is the best Denver athlete ever.
Yeah, Goldhammer. I said this last year. I said there's no one else's resume in the history of Denver sports that is comparable. Not Sakic, not Elway, and I'm not trying to push anyone's head down. Those guys are great, but resume for resume, it's Jokic, and then there's no one else. Sorry,
Zach. I am the right person to ask on this because I grew up in the Elway Sakic era, and I love those guys. It's not to. But John Elway should agree that John Elway threw interceptions. John Elway couldn't get past the Super Bowl for a good chunk of his career. And John Elway, it's different. He put Denver sports on the map.
He did.
Phillip, in a way that I don't know that people ever looked at Denver seriously before that. But to be on this level, I mean, I think this guy's going to win 5 MVPs and then go back and hang out with his horses in Serbia. Like, this is something that the NBA has never seen before, and I don't know that we've ever had a Denver athlete who's on that level. I think he is at the top of the pyramid right now.
No, I agree. I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's at room temperature, honestly. Great stuff. We love having you on. Cheers to you. Continued success in Cleveland and on the national level. We love having you on. Cheers, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, there he goes. Aaron Goldhammer, one half of The Really Big Show in Cleveland on ESPN Cleveland, as well as Hammer and Emmett on ESPN Radio. When you guys are driving around Denver here, you hear him on the fan. All right, great stuff. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! Goldhammer's great, man.
He's great, man.
He can go.
Oh, yeah, he can.
He can go.
Yes, he can.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, real quick, did you guys know that 1 in 8 people in Colorado, including 1 in 7 kids, experience food insecurity? This is why Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Walmart are teaming up, and we invite you to help on November 19th, 20th, and 21st from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Join us at the Highlands Ranch Walmart near C470 in Quebec to fill the truck by donating food products from the Food Bank of the Rockies. For more information and a list of most needed items, head to denversports.com/truck. And you may, when you go and donate there, you may end up seeing someone like Phillip Lindsay, someone like myself, someone like Stokely, Stink, Mike. We're all going to be taking shifts there. So,
Show up and help out.
All right. It's a huge week. Okay. It's a huge week. It's Kansas City week. All right. And the Broncos are in a position of strength in this matchup for the first time, where it's Kansas City who needs the win more than Denver. It's the Broncos looking down on Kansas City at 8-2 and in first place in the AFC West. And Man, if you would have told me that this would be the dynamic going into week 11 against the Kings of the AFC, I would have said, like, did Mahomes get hurt? Like, what happened here?
Andy Reid must have retired.
I mean, this is pretty cool, and the hype around this game is only building here, even nationally.
This is what we've been waiting for. This matchup with the Kansas City Chiefs, who, by the way, we forget that Kansas City was in the Super Bowl last year. It was an ugly performance, but they were there. And so now you have a situation now where the Denver Broncos are 8-2 and the Kansas City Chiefs are 5-4. They're trying to stay in the fight where the Denver Broncos know, hey, we're in the playoffs. We got to continue this. We have to continue to put some points up if we can, offensively and defensively. They got to just do their job. But you said something where it's like, you said Denver is looking down at Kansas City because of the record. I don't think that's still the case, man. I think for the Broncos and the players in that locker room, Zach, they're a little nervous because they know that you're playing up against Andy Reid. You're playing against Patrick Mahomes. You're playing against a defense in Spags, that defensive coordinator who's going to have a great scheme. And they know that there's a lot of hype around this game to kind of figure out, are the Denver Broncos for real or not?
Yeah, and the element, and I didn't mean to when I say looking down, I'm purely talking about in the standings.
For sure.
No one should be looking down at that football operation. No one. I mean, and the nerves and angst, like, it's got a right to be there. I mean, the Chiefs have been dynastic. Like, let's just admit that they have been a dynasty. Is that fair?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Come on now. Look what they're doing. It's so hard to win games in this league, and the Kansas City Chiefs have made it look easy. They have been to the Super Bowl like it's nothing. So of course, this is a dynasty that they have over there that they have created with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Well, it feels like for the first time in a very long time that they're vulnerable and they're nervous. And we'll talk with Alex Gold, who is a sports talk show host in Kansas City, and find out for sure, like, if nervousness and angst and like, is that the feeling that they're experiencing? Because they have not been in this position in a very long time, in a very, very long time. And all these games that they've been winning by one possession, it felt like black magic. Well, that has started to turn. Look at their losses this year. They're 5-4. A one-possession loss to the Chargers, a one-possession loss to the Eagles, a one-possession loss to the Jags, a one-possession loss to Buffalo. They were winning all those games a year ago. Like, this time last year, they'd be 9-0, not 5-4. So,
I mean, last year for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I have it right here, a stat, they were 12-0 last year in one-score games. Then that's the Kansas City Chiefs.
What was it again?
12-0.
Wow.
Yes. And those were those, like, how are they pulling this off? And it was the Denver Broncos with Bo Nix driving down the field and them able to block the field goal, things like that. They helped them win that game. The Kansas City Chiefs were able to do, and they're not doing it this year. Now, I will say this and caution everybody that it's still the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're still dealing with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, who, by the way, Patrick Mahomes is 94-27 in his career in the regular season. So that means he's been in a bunch of one-score games or games where he had to come back in the fourth quarter. So although, yes, they have struggled in one-score games this year, do you really want to test that out? If the Denver Broncos have an opportunity to step on Kansas City's throat, they need to jump on it. They need to find a way to get a couple turnovers, and Bo Nix needs to find a way to put this ball not get good field position and get some field goals, but score some damn touchdowns so that we can win this game.
The Chiefs have appeared in the Super Bowl 5 of the last 6 seasons. Think about that.
It's wild.
5 of 6. That is insane. So I think it would be foolish, based on some of the information that you just shared, based on what, like 5 of 6. Like, let's not. And I don't think anyone is really getting ahead of themselves. I don't know how you could watch the Broncos offense and get ahead of yourself from a Broncos standpoint. And I'm not saying don't be optimistic. Of course you should. This is a 4-point spread here. This is not some. It's not the juggernaut that they once were, but they're still formidable, and they're starting to play their best football here. They've won 3 of their last 4, and they're really starting to get the offense going. I know they lost to Buffalo, but 28 points against Washington, 31 points against the Raiders, 30 points against Detroit, 28 points against the Jags, 37 against Baltimore. So that's the last month and a half of Chiefs football. I know we've been talking about this dynamic all week long of the Broncos offense, but they're going to have to score points. And Sean Payton was asked if he can make things easier for his quarterback, Bo Nix.
I think it's not just it's not Bo. I mean, I think it's part of the whole process offensively and constantly in our game planning this week. Certainly opponents vary what they do scheme-wise. This is a pressure team, and so our job each week, we're always looking to find easy completions. When I look at the touchdown reel on Mondays, I've said this to you before, sometimes you look at a play and you just say, player, he went up, made a great play. And then sometimes someone's wide open and you click that button, you save it. And that was scheme. And so we're constantly looking at, how can we find, those throws that fit the scheme and the defense you're attacking. Obviously, the penalties, we've got to, we're doing a great job of not taking sacks. But when we're all of a sudden, 1st and 20, we've got to eliminate those.
He covered a lot of ground there.
Yeah.
What stuck out to you there?
I mean, there's a lot. One, Sean saying it's not Bo. It's not Bo. Well, Sean, it's a little bit about Bo. Now, we all know it's not all on Bo. This is a team. This is a team sport. You're talking about football here. Your coach needs to be on the right page. Defensively, everything has to go right for you, but Bo Nix has to do his job. The scheme. So you have someone like Sean Payton who's supposed to be this offensive guru-minded coach where it's like, I can scheme up anything, and he has done a good job of scheming up open plays that Bo Nix has not executed on. So that's something that has to change. And, of course, I'm with Sean on this. It's the penalties that are definitely killing this offense and putting them in bad situations, in bad field position, and where it's like 1st and 20. And so you do get 5 yards, but now it's 2nd and 15. Like, that's not going to cut it, especially when you're playing a Kansas City Chiefs team that's defense is going to be really good.
And in terms of penalties, the Broncos, in terms of flags thrown, there's no one worse. But if you're talking just accepted penalties, the Broncos are next to last, not dead last. They're 31st in the NFL, 83 total accepted penalties through 10 weeks.
We're trying to be last, huh? We're fighting for that last place.
I guess so. The Chiefs are top 10 in a good way. They've only had 59 penalties over the course of their season. So there's a lot of advantages for Kansas City on paper, especially when it comes to the offense. Most of the advantages for the Denver Broncos are on the defensive end. And do we have Alex? Yeah, so we have my guy here, Alex Gold. A little guest heavy today, very unusual, but these are really good guests. We just heard from Aaron Goldhammer from Cleveland. Now we'll check in with Alex Gold, one half of Cody and Gold on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. Alex, thanks for joining us another year here in the books. You've joined us, I think, maybe, 6 or 7 years in a row here. Catch us up. I know we see Kansas City on primetime occasionally. We watch them on the red zone. But if you were to summarize the Chiefs season here leading into Week 11, how would you do that from your perspective?
Great to be on with you guys again. Yeah, look, it's been an up and down year. I mean, how often do you see the Chiefs in the Mahomes era, in a game in which they're 5-4 at this point in the season, and some performances that have been un-Chief-like, if you will. You guys were just talking about the penalties. I heard that right when I was on hold, and they had 13 in one game against Jacksonville, a game that I think at the end of the season, if the Chiefs end up not winning the division, or, even if they were to somehow miss the playoffs, I think that Jags game is the one everybody's going to look to, because they outplayed Jacksonville and kind of gave that game away. But it's been up and down. I mean, you guys noticed the first 2 games of the year, the Brazil game against the Chargers, and then against Philadelphia. This offense was out of whack. They didn't have Rashee Rice yet. They didn't have Xavier Worthy due to a dislocated shoulder. And then all of a sudden, really, Jacksonville game on, the offense kind of has found themselves. And I know last time out, everybody will look at what happened against Buffalo, and that is, even for Chiefs fans, kind of that clouded image. But the conversation about the Chiefs before the Bills game was that they're fully back, and look out, here they come. And then they lay an egg in Buffalo. I thought the Bills, for the record, played probably their best game, at least first half, of the entire season.
Agreed.
And, now people are kind of down on Kansas City again. But it's been a season where Mahomes at times has looked like the best he has in 2 or 3 years. And then there's been some other games where this defense has been the story and really struggling to get stopped. So it's just not been the normal Chiefs type of season. The one-score games, we all know, last year and the year prior was all about winning 17 straight one-score games, and this year they haven't won a one-score game. And I'm sure you guys have probably heard this, but here we've been comparing to a certain extent the Broncos this year to the Chiefs last year, and they're just finding ways to win, even if it doesn't look pretty.
So defensively for the Denver Broncos, they've been great. They've been dominant. But offensively for us, we've been struggling mightily, and we're trying to figure things out. We're getting to go up against a Kansas City Chiefs team that's pretty decent defensively. If the Denver Broncos want to win this game, what does the offense have to do?
Well, I think tight ends, so Evan Ingram, for example, I think that's an area the Chiefs should be very concerned about. I mean, this goes back for a couple of years. Frankly, if there's one area where Steve Spagnuolo, whether it's struggled, whether it's just, hey, it's an area where they're willing to let teams have a little bit of success, if you will, where they're not worried about it truly beating them, but it's definitely an opportunity. The Bills certainly utilize this, and that is the Chiefs linebackers in coverage, man. It is ugly. They can get exposed there. And so we saw Dawson Knox do this, Dalton Kincaid last week, but even over the years and some of these years where the Chiefs have won Super Bowls, if you can get some tight ends open, there's some opportunity, and I think you can if you have Nick Bolton in coverage. While he's a great run-stuffing linebacker, he's a vulnerability there in the passing game. So I think one area, no doubt, is Evan Ingram and the tight ends. The other would be on the ground. While prior to James Cook, they actually had held some of the top backs in check. They'd already faced Saquon and Derrick Henry, for example, and ETN, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. They'd actually done a decent job, but the interior of that defensive line, and this defensive line in particular, is very vulnerable. It's probably the number one concern among Chiefs fans, whether it's this week against the Broncos or the rest of the way, and that is this defensive line struggles up the middle and also cannot get pressure on the quarterback without blitzing. Steve Spagnuolo is great at disguising blitzes. He's given different looks, but they can't generate pressure. Chris Jones, who is a future Hall of Famer, has simply not played up to his standards. Some of that is, guys, he's getting double teamed just about every play. When he's not, he actually is winning at a pretty good rate, but nobody's giving him that opportunity because there's not really a third piece on the defensive line that stepped up. People waited for Charles Omenihu. It's been a slow start. Mike Dana is probably not even a name people in Denver even know. They have not been able to have a consistent pass rush. And so those are the areas, I think, defensively where they can be exposed.
We're chatting with Alex Gold, one half of Cody and Gold on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. How would you describe the temperature of the fan base right now, being in a position that they haven't been in a very long time? Is it nerves? Is it angst?
I think there certainly was a ton of frustration after the Bills game, and a lot of people flat out saying, all right, they're just not good enough this year. It's not going to happen. But then, the bye week happens, and I'm sure you guys see this happen a lot with your text line as well. All of a sudden now it's a new week, and now there's a lot of confidence, frankly, among Chiefs fans going into this game against Denver because the last time they played, as you guys know, was a Week 18 game last year, and the Chiefs had Carson Wentz and the most vanilla game plan I think I've ever seen for a regular season game. And now you head into a game where, because of what happened last Thursday night, and Chiefs fans watched the Broncos-Raiders game and have seen kind of this Bo Nix-led offense, and it's not been all that impressive, that I think the Chiefs fans feel confident that they can still get one over on the Denver Broncos. But I'll admit, we've talked about the other scenario. If the Chiefs lose this game on Sunday, one, the division is over, and also at that point, there's got to be a real conversation about a 5-5 team, and what's that path look like to make the postseason, which is not a conversation anybody wants to have. And there's a chance that they can avoid that, of course, with a win on Sunday. But otherwise, I think that's when the panic sets in. Like on Monday on our show, if the Chiefs are coming off a loss to Denver, that's when the panic really happens in Kansas City.
So what you're pretty much saying is this is a must-win game for the Kansas City Chiefs because here in Denver, we're 8-2, but a lot of people out there are saying this is a must-win game just so that we can figure out if this Denver Broncos team is for real or not.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's interesting you said that. That's the very conversation we had on our show. It's 100% a must-win for the Chiefs. division is over without a win here. Even with a win, it doesn't mean, of course, that the division's over for Denver either. It's just there's no chance for Kansas City. But then on the flip side, we've also said, who's got more pressure? I do think there is still a ton of pressure on Denver. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you agree, based off of what has happened for a decade almost in the AFC West. If the Chiefs go into Denver and win, I'm imagining most of the conversation, I know nationally will be, and probably even in Denver, is going to be like, all right, well, the Chiefs maybe still kind of have their handle on this division. So I do think it's just a massive swing, and for almost a validation game is what we called it for the Broncos, for Chiefs fans to actually feel like the Broncos are for real, because there's people here that are very skeptical watching, in particular, Bo Nix. Defensively, everybody here has got plenty of respect for what Denver's doing defensively, but Bo Nix, people are very, skeptical about this offense.
Well, you speak for about half of Broncos country as well, because think about this. Think about this, Alex. They're an 8-2 football team, but they lead the NFL in 3-and-outs and punts. Yeah,
the punt stat is crazy.
Yeah,
we brought
wild.
that. The punt stat's insane.
Yeah, so it is. I like that, and I'm going to borrow that, if you don't mind, a validation game for the Denver Broncos. Like, how real is this? One of our colleagues yesterday said there's been a bit of pixie dust sprinkled on this team this season, and it does feel sort of Tebow-esque at times, where they can look like absolute dog water for 3 quarters and find a way to win. So, man, a lot on the line, a lot of attention for this game. We appreciate you joining us here in the Mile High, as always, my man.
Hey, thanks, Zach. Thanks, guys.
Yep, there he goes. Alex Gold, one half of Cody and Gold on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. Wow.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. If you want to react to anything that you just heard, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. We had news break today in a department that we may have thought was coming, but it was made official today, and the future is uncertain, and we'll talk about why next.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is on a mission to feed families this holiday season, and we need your help. As part of our Fill the Truck campaign, we'll be collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items to benefit the Food Bank of the Rockies November 19th, 20th, and 21st. So stop by the Walmart Supercenter in Highlands Ranch near C470 in Quebec from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and help us fill the truck for those in need. Head to denversports.com/truck for more info. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Okay, Michael. Any other questions about your Select Health insurance?
How much time do you have?
I have exactly as much time as you need.
Wonderful, because I have exactly 112 more questions.
112.
112.
112 it is. Let's do this.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
At Postman Law, we're not your typical personal injury firm. Our lawyers have argued and won at the United States Supreme Court. We've gone head-to-head with giant corporations like Uber and Amazon, and we've helped clients recover billions in verdicts and settlements. We bring that same firepower to every case, no matter the size. When you've been injured, having the right lawyer matters. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com. Others promise, Postman delivers.
Call 844-POSTMAN. Attorney advertising.
Wow, Leslie, your fireplace really sucks.
I beg your pardon?
Well, what I mean is your fireplace is literally sucking all the air out of your house and right up the chimney every time you burn it.
Well, what can I do about it?
Well, you could get a high-efficiency gas insert from Cozy Heat. It keeps all the air you already pay the utility company to heat, and it returns up to 80% of the fire's heat back into your house.
I'd use my fireplace every chance I get if I could do that. Maybe my furnace wouldn't need to run so much.
Well, that's the whole point. Hi, this is Keith Lair with Lair Fireplace and Patio, along with my niece Leslie, to tell you how a gas insert from Cozy Heat will give you the incentive to use your fireplace again. Cozy Heat gas fireplaces and inserts are made to crank out the heat with beauty and style.
Lair's is Denver's oldest, most trusted name in fireplaces. Family owned and operated since 1954.
We'll even give you a free in-home quote, including expert installation by our own certified in-house installers.
Find us on the web at lairfireplacepatio.com.
For top quality Cozy Heat fireplaces and inserts, it's Lair Fireplace and Patio, Denver's fireplace experts.
Black Friday is going on now at every AutoNation store. Hurry in and save for a limited time. Buy with zero down, plus make no payments till next year. Shop new and used cars, trucks, SUVs, even top luxury models. Drive with zero down, plus no payments till next year. Save your cash for the holidays. Go to your nearest AutoNation store now.
Limited term financing on approved credit. 90-day deferred payment. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly near and far without any glasses thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. These days, we expect everything fast. Streaming, food delivery, even same-day shipping. So why should using the equity in your home to get cash be any different? At Cake Mortgage, we get fast. We just got a client approved for $300,000 in under 24 hours with our Cake Fast Cash program. If you're struggling with high-interest debt, roll it into one low monthly payment and save hundreds or more each month. The best part? You'll keep your current mortgage rate and only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com for thousands of 5-star reviews.
O'Reilly! Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Wheat Ridge on Kipling Street behind Natural Grocers now through November 25th for the grand opening sale. You'll get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate and 2 times O Rewards points with the purchase of 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil. And buy 1 get 1 free Coca-Cola products at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Friday night on 104.3 HD3. DU hockey skates with Colorado College with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on 104.3 HD3. Air Force football faces UConn with pregame starting at 9:30 on 104.3 HD3. DU basketball faces UTSA starting at 11:30 and on the Fan. Home of the Colorado State Rams. CSU football faces New Mexico presented by Rox Heating and Air with pregame starting at noon.
One of Newsweek's best regional banks and credit unions. Learn more at wistaracu.com.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 on a Thursday. Really appreciate you guys rocking with us today on The Drive. You're listening live or after the fact on the Drive podcast at DenverSports.com, on the app, Spotify, however you get your podcast. Appreciate you. We got some news today. We got a few different pieces of news today.
Yeah, it was a weird day today.
It was.
Kind of happened all at once.
Yeah, it did. It did. We'll get to some of it here in just a minute, maybe 24 seconds or so. First, you want to go to Phoenix this February for the biggest party in golf? It's the Fan Flyway presented by 303 Law 4040. Steven Cisco, you have 10 minutes to call us back at 303-713-1043 to be entered into our drawing for the grand prize. 2 tickets to Saturday's round at TPC Scottsdale. Round trip airfare for 2 from Denver to Phoenix. 2 nights hotel stay and a $500 Visa gift card. Steven Cisco. Call us back at 303-713-1043. If you haven't already entered, you can still sign up at thefanflyway.com and make sure to listen weekdays every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. to hear if your name is called. Man, we got news today that we thought might have been coming here just behind the scenes. We haven't really talked about it on the air, but behind the scenes, we have had a, well, I'm not even going to say a gut feeling. Maybe you've had maybe a little bit more than a gut feeling, but that Rick George time could be coming to an end in Boulder. We got that news today that the athletic director is officially retiring here this summer. It's going to be an entirely new chapter for that university.
Yeah, and honestly, we've talked about it, Zach, and we talked about just the feeling of it. We brought up on air multiple times about, hey, just heads up, like Rick George, his contract is coming up. Do they renew him? Does he want to sign back on? Because at that time, too, Deion didn't have his contract. So there was a bunch of stuff going on. But ultimately for Rick, it's like, I did my part, and he's been here for a while. And for some people that don't know about Rick George was a part of that championship team. Then he moved on, went to the Texas Rangers. And
when you say championship team, the 1990 championship,
yep.
He was on the coaching staff.
On the coaching staff of that championship team for the Buffs, and then went on for the Texas Rangers. The job opened up here to be the AD, comes back, and actually that's when I got there, and he hired Coach Mike McIntyre, and has done a great job. Zach truly has done a great job with just respecting not just the football team, but all the athletes out there, trying to do what's best for the athletes and then raise as much money as possible. And, of course, ends up hiring Coach Prime. And, yeah, that's kind of where Rick George has been. And now he's going to ride off into the sunset knowing that he at least tried to make this program a better place.
Yeah. He said it's been the honor of a lifetime to serve as athletic director for the University of Colorado for the last 13 years. But after considerable thought and discussions with my family dating back to last spring, I have decided it is time for new leadership to guide the department. I wanted to make this announcement now in order to give Chancellor Schwartz plenty of time to find the right person for Colorado, and I look forward to doing everything I can to ensure a smooth transition, end quote. This next period of time, and I am not, because someone will hear it and say, oh, you're trying to strike fear or something like that. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be real with the following thing I'm going to say. This next window of time for Colorado is so vital. And the USA Today, and this didn't get a lot of play, and it was a really long piece, and it took literally 25 minutes to read through, okay? But according to the USA Today, Colorado is, yes, they're making a lot of money, okay? Yeah. And how many times over the last 2 years have you heard in some way, shape, or form, well, they're making so much money with Deion, they're selling out.
They're relevant, and they're making all this money. We hear it all the time. We still hear it.
Yep. And all the merch and all this stuff. They're also spending a lot of money. So the program is no different than a human being who makes a lot of money. You make a lot of money, oftentimes you spend a lot of money.
Yep.
And the university has written a bunch of checks. And at the top of that ledger, it's Deion Sanders, a check for $10 million, a top 5 number in the sport. They've had to pay off coaches that they've fired, and there's going to be more of those checks coming. The staff is expensive, all right? They're unable to raise enough money to reach the $21 million in the House settlement to redistribute back to the athletes. Yeah. So they're one of the have-nots right now in that department.
And they couldn't do on the separate side the NIL, right?
Correct.
You can still do separately the NIL. We can't do that because we're not getting funded enough to do that and put money aside for these players to want to come here, and you have to pay them.
Yes. So you have these larger universities that are competing at the highest level that get to the $21.5 million quicker than a New York Minute, and then they also have the NIL collectives. Colorado, to your point, had to shut theirs down, and they can't reach the $21.5 million to redistribute to the students. According to the USA Today, this idea that they're printing money from the CU athletic department, it's not true according to the USA Today. In fact, they're not breaking even. They're currently losing money as an athletic department. The university itself, and this is not unique to just Colorado because this happens around the country, but the university itself right now is having to help float the bills for the athletic department. If the losses continue and the interest in the program goes down the way that we've seen it a little bit here this year, if this trend continues and Dion and this group can't rebound, the bills are not going away, but the money coming in will be going away. So that's why this next era of CU athletics, this next hire for the athletic director.
That's going to be interesting to see who comes in for this job.
And for Dion specifically, and we always say this, and we just said it with Norvell up in Fort Collins, like when the AD didn't hire you and things go sideways, things can also get weird. And I just want to be, and this is just history, pointing to history of the dynamics of college athletics.
It's just interesting, too, with this athletic director position opening up. Like, is Coach Prime going to have any say? Are they gonna sit down and
say who the AD is?
Yeah, or
oof.
Like, how do you go about that? Because both Prime and the AD have to be on the same page. But also the athletic director is not just looking at football. You have to look at all the sports that are there, and you're there to fundraise. So you have to find an athletic director that can fundraise.
Right.
This is going to be very interesting, and I wonder how long it's going to take to find the right guy for the job.
Very interesting. Very interesting period of time, for sure. And so we'll continue to follow this story. But to understate its importance would be very foolish. This next sequence of time is massive for the entire university. Okay, what was Pat Mahomes saying about the Denver Broncos? You'll hear from old Patty coming up next.
The Fan Flyaway is back. Presented by 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. To kick off 2026, Denver Sports 1043 The Fan is sending you to Phoenix for the biggest party in golf. Airfare, hotel, tickets, and $500 in spending money all included. First, head to thefanflyaway.com to register. Then tune in every hour to see if your name is called. If you hear your name, you have 10 minutes to call us back and be entered into the grand prize drawing. That's thefanflyaway.com. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? As you know, the temperatures are dropping and the game day energy is heating up, baby. Broncos country. You can feel the crunch of the leaves under your shoes, the chill of the air, and that sound of the crowd echoing through the mile-high city. That's right, football is in full swing. So whether you're bundling up to cheer on the Broncos at Empower Field or heading up to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, make sure you get there on time and in style. Leave the traffic and icy parking lots to somebody else. Hermes Worldwide has you covered with the luxury rides that will keep you warm, comfortable, and stress-free all the way to kickoff. And also, Hermes Worldwide offers championship-level transportation. Picture this. You and your crew rolling up to the stadium in a sleek, heated vehicle, no parking hassles, no driving worries, just a professional driver ready to get you to and from the game safely. So all I need you to do is give them a call today at 303-577-7600. Again, you can give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game and the go-to spot for football season with wall-to-wall TVs, hearty eats, ice-cold drinks, and of course, those scenic views. It's a full-on experience whether you're catching college or pro games this season. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Helzberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at Helzberg.com for up to 50% off.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
If you don't think doing a quick and free check of your finances is worth it, let me share this recent customer story. Jason and Barbara H. from Denver called us wanting to see if they could save money. Credit was okay and there was a good amount of debts. Their fear was another lender they went to first, shame on them, told them yes in the beginning and then denied them during the process. When they called us, we not only approved the loan, we saved them $3,900 a month.
What? $3,900 a month?
Yes, this couple just saved $3,900 a month by calling U.S. Mortgages. And best of all, with our lowest rate for life guarantee, if the market improves in the future, even as little as 0.5%, they can redo the loan and increase their savings further without any lender or appraisal fees. You could be our next success story. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Final segment on a Thursday. Final countdown. Man. And we're going to have a packed show tomorrow. Absolutely packed show.
Cheat sweet, babe.
full-blown preview. Broncos, Chiefs, massive football game. Brandon Marshall will join us.
Marsh.
Maybe go back to some Chiefs memories of his.
You're better than mine.
Well, not much better against Mahomes because he was there for the Mahomes transition.
Yeah, that is true. The start of Mahomes. That was his second year. My first year in the league. His second year, he decided to do that left-hand pass.
Yes.
Why? Why, Pat? Why do it
us?
against
I was there, man. I was there watching it. It was nuts. It was nuts, man. And he hasn't really slowed down since. In 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, he's already on the Mount Rushmore, in my opinion, of quarterbacks. He is. And here was old Patty when asked about the Broncos.
It's a really good football team. There's no way around it. And so we have to go out there and play our best football. And I don't think we've done that yet. After this bye, let's go out there, put a great week of practice together, and find a way to win in a hostile environment against a great football team.
He was not doing any sort of billboard material.
I'm here.
It is crazy, isn't it? Like, it doesn't get old. But the seriousness and the respect coming from Mahomes to the Broncos was evident at his press conference. Called them a great team multiple times.
I mean, we know, like, Broncos country here knows that we always play the Kansas City Chiefs tough. And Patrick Mahomes knows that. And he also knows that this defense is elite this year. Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, that pass rush is going to be on point. So for someone like Patrick Mahomes, it's like, I got to get the ball in my hands fast.
Yeah.
But he's also like a supercomputer. Patrick Mahomes is going to try to dissect this team and try to put himself and his team in good situations. We're sitting here thinking, okay, is it going to be a Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes type of game? But then you have James Palmer that comes on and says, that Patrick Mahomes is getting the ball to everybody. So this Denver defense is going to have to be on point with their antennas up, saying we're going to have to cover everybody on that football field, knowing that you don't have your best cornerback in Pat Surtain out there.
Well, this has been a pretty good matchup here in the last few years.
Yeah.
Now, there was a while there where the Broncos were getting blown out by Kansas City, but that hasn't really been the case in recent years. Throw out Week 18 in the 38-0 game that wasn't representative of NFL football. The regular season game in Arrowhead was 16-14 on the Alex Forsythe thing. 16-14. The year before that, the Broncos beat Kansas City for the first time in nearly a decade when they won with Russell Wilson 24-9 in Denver. We know there's some context to that.
Yeah.
Mahomes had the flu. Kelce is on camera at the Royals game, like funneling beers 48 hours before the game. They were in the playoffs at that point. The game before that was 27-24 loss to Kansas City, so a field goal difference. Time before that, 28-34, one possession loss for the Broncos to Kansas City. Time before that, 28-24, a 4-point loss. I mean, it has been tight here in recent years. So I think there's a reason why Sean Payton said we really like the matchup if we had beaten Buffalo.
Yeah.
Now, should you say that after you got beat like a drum 31-7? I don't know. Probably not time or place, but there's something within Sean that does like this matchup. And the latest installment coming on Sunday afternoon as CBS is sending their number one crew. And in fact, they're even sending their pregame show, that's a studio show, to Denver. They only do this a couple times a year, but the CBS pregame show is going to be happening outside of Mile High on Sunday afternoon.
And there's going to be a lot of drama for this game because you don't have J.K. Dobbins. Bo Nix has been struggling. The offense has been struggling. So what do you do going up against a Kansas City Chiefs team that's starting to turn things around? A Kansas City Chiefs team that understands that this is a must-win game for them if they want to try to win this division still.
Yeah. Today we heard from Paul DePodesta, the new president of the Colorado Rockies. Man, you talk about a unique day. One, Scott Wedgwood got extended. That happened like an hour before we got on the air.
All right, Reggie.
By a year.
Yep.
We got the news 30 seconds before walking in the studio that Rick George was retiring as athletic director at Colorado. And then we also Didn't realize that the media availability was going to be happening today with Paul DePodesta, Walker Monfort, Dick Monfort, and for the first time in the history of this franchise, it legitimately and authentically sounds like Dick Monfort is more of a figurehead. He's the final say guy, but he is not day-to-day Rockies anymore for the first time ever.
And you know what? It's about that time. Now, for Dick, we know that he cares about his organization. He wants to win. But the best thing for this organization is for him to step aside. Now, we know he's going to still be a part of things, but step aside and let somebody else take over. And he's hoping his son, and we're hoping his son can change things around, and it starts inside. Get some of these guys out of the building, add some new flavor to it, and let's try to start doing something special. Now, I'm not expecting the Rockies to be this great team next year.
No.
But I want to see them going in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think that's fair from an expectation standpoint. Here was Paul DePodesta talking earlier today for the first time on will he be able to hire the people he wants throughout this organization.
I feel really good about the possibilities in terms of what we can do here as we continue to sort of build out the baseball operation. That being said, the first thing I want to do is really get to know everybody here that's already here and understand the capabilities that are already in place. I think it's probably beyond what maybe some people think, but I want to do that before I start thinking exactly about how we maybe want to supplement that with additional people or additional skills. But no, I've been given assurances that there's actually there's not just an appetite, there's like a thirst to build this out and to make it a real strength for the organization.
And here's one more, Walker Monfort, on the hierarchy of the front office moving forward.
Obviously, everyone reports upward to our chairman and CEO, my father, Dick. And basically from there, I'll still be responsible for oversight of the entire organization. So Paul will report to me. Those that he hires will report to him. And like I told Paul when we were going through this process, I mean, I'm very much behind him as it relates to his experience in the sport. I think my goal is to learn from Paul and others that he brings in on a daily basis. But, above and beyond that, it's partnering with him and, really being part of the same team. But that's how it'll be organized.
Certainly a new era of Rockies baseball began today. Where it goes from here, time will tell. But I can promise you we'll be here for every step of the way. Phil will be at Jackson's in Lodo tomorrow for a Bud Light Football Friday. Looking forward to it.
Let's go, man. It's Chiefs week.
Let's go. Thanks to Dante Gomez and Drew Spivak behind the glass. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is on a mission to feed families this holiday season, and we need your help. As part of our Fill the Truck campaign, we'll be collecting canned goods and non-perishable food items to benefit the Food Bank of the Rockies November 19th, 20th, and 21st. So stop by the Walmart Supercenter in Highlands Ranch near C470 in Quebec from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and help us fill the truck for those in need. Head to denversports.com/truck for more info. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Black Friday is going on now at every AutoNation store. Hurry in and save for a limited time. Buy with zero down, plus make no payments till next year. Shop new and used cars, trucks, SUVs, even top luxury models. Drive with zero down, plus no payments till next year. Save your cash for the holidays. Go to your nearest AutoNation store now. Limited term financing on approved credit, 90-day deferred payment. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make it happen in 24 hours or less. Interest rates are competitive, and home prices have been stable. That means you can find a great deal while locking in a monthly payment that fits your budget. Plus, with home equity building over time, your investment grows, making home ownership a smart, long-term financial decision. If you continue to pay rent, you're just paying your landlord's mortgage, and you don't need 20% down. You could be in your new home with as little as 3% down. Plus, they're offering down payment assistance programs to make home ownership even easier. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Point Pios! Denver Volleyball is having a record-setting year so far. Don't miss the action in Hamilton Gym this season. Check out Denver Volleyball at DenverPioneers.com. Pick a match, grab some friends, and cheer on the Pioneers. We are affordable and fun. We are Denver's home for college sports.
Imagine almost every jewelry legend all under one roof.
Roberto Coin, Marco Biccigo, Ippolita, Paul Morelli, Mickey Moto, Tacori, Hearts on Fire, and dozens more, all in one store.
Imagine a diamond bar with almost every size, shape, and price range GIA diamonds.
And a Swiss watch center with all the great marks, including Longines and the legendary Tudor. I'm Dylan.
I'm Shayna Williams, inviting you to Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
We've built one of the largest jewelry stores in America with one vision.
To be the only jeweler you will ever need.
For that perfect diamond engagement ring.
The ultimate holiday gift.
Or just because you deserve it. Williams Jewelers of Inglewood at the corner of Broadway and Bellevue.
Now, imagine their face Christmas morning.
This holiday, come to Williams Jewelers.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official